million in cash to Iran this past January, ransom money aimed at securing the release of 4 detained Americans. But White House spokesman Josh Earnest denied there was any type of quid pro quo and said the story of the Iran payment is nothing new.
The facts of this case, the facts of this situation, and the benefits of this situation have been known for more than 6 months now.
Earnest said the cash transfer was simply the first installment paid in a $1.7 billion settlement the administration reached with Iran to resolve a failed 1979 arms deal.
Fox Radio's John Decker at the White House. The Republican Party calling the payment part of a reckless arrangement in dealings with Iran.
And that's not a way to deal with terrorists. That's not the way to deal with your enemy governments. But more importantly, the American people, once again, were lied to by the Clinton-Obama administration.
Donald Trump's campaign manager Paul Manafort. Trump just taking the stage moments ago for a town hall event in Daytona Beach.
Does anybody in this room believe Donald Trump?
Hillary Clinton's running mate Tim Kaine.
And when this campaign is over and everybody's forgotten that he ran it, the one thing that they will remember about Donald Trump is you're fired.
He's in North Carolina. Clinton holds a rally next hour in Commerce City, Colorado. The state of Texas agreeing to weaken its voter ID law, which was deemed discriminatory by a federal appeals court. A just-announced deal today between the state and voting rights advocates still needs a federal judge's approval, though. Wall Street snaps a losing streak. At the closing bell, the Dow up 38 points as oil soars back over $41 a barrel. You're listening to Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SC was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury and safety Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event now through August 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and 0.99% APR financing on select models available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties. APR offer available only to qualified customers. Call 1-800-FOR-MERCEDES for details about costs and terms.
Round of condemnation over North Korea's latest missile test.
Our response to North Korea's destabilizing activities is stronger when the international community remains united.
White House spokesman Josh Earnest and a spokesman for the UN chief says he's deeply troubled, urging North Korea to reverse course. This after a North Korean rocket landed closer than ever before to Japan.
The missile, an intermediate-range Rodong missile, flew 620 miles before falling just 125 miles away from the coast of Japan, which is inside the country's exclusive economic zone. North Korea regularly conducts weapons tests, but recently it's claimed a series of technological breakthroughs as it attempts to acquire a long-range nuclear missile capable of reaching the continental U.S.
Fox's Benjamin Hall. Pyongyang threatening serious repercussions over the annual joint military exercises between the U.S. and South Korea later this month. British police may break with tradition as part of stepped-up security in the face of terror threats.
Here in the UK, police are not routinely armed, but London's police chief, Bernard Hogan-Howe, says officers with guns are going to become a more common sight.
We've seen attacks in Germany, we've seen attacks in France and in Belgium. I think it would be foolish to ignore that.
Hogan-Howe saying he's increasing the number and visibility of armed police in London, saying if Britain's enemies have guns, its police need guns as well. But despite the increase, the vast majority of London officers will continue to be unarmed. The chief saying he feels that gives police a healthier relationship with the public. In London, Simon Owen, Fox News.
Police in Texas say they have found the man suspected of opening fire in a crowded downtown entertainment district in Austin over the weekend. They think he was likely aiming for someone else when a bullet struck and killed a 20-year-old woman who was downtown with her wife. 3 other women also hospitalized. And Lisa Brady, Fox News Radio.
Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the AC experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts to help keep you cool all summer long. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit chiefbauer.com. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 67. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 89 for the first day of Illinois football practice.
Okay.
A low of 71. Friday, chance of thunderstorms, high 85, a low of 65. Right now, sunny, clear, hot 90. Feels like 93 in Champaign-Urbana.
Lovie Smith, head coach of the Illini, getting set for his first season in Champaign. Coach, you guys report today. You're smiling. You're happy. I can sense it.
No doubt. Exciting time. You know, whenever you report, our players report today. Doesn't get much better than that. Red Grange in the background, out by our stadium, and football is right around the corner.
Yeah! Yes! Can I work with Lovie just to show a little bit of excitement? Look, I love the dude.
You did not hire the guy.
No.
You know, Tim Beckman was exciting.
I know. I laugh. I honestly laugh at how boring he is. And not
He's
boring.
He's a football coach.
He's just methodical when he speaks, and I just sit there and laugh.
I think Illinois could use a little boring.
Yep.
A little methodical, a little discipline.
Totally fine with that. It's the Tay and J Show. Lante, Jeremy Warner, if you didn't know this, and I did not, got to work this morning and saw your tweet that Lovie Smith was on SportsCenter. Now, they do this every year with Illinois coaches.
No.
Oh, wait. No, they don't.
No. Now,
No,
sometimes they do the car wash, and Beckman would get like 4 minutes on College Football Live or something, but rarely on SportsCenter.
You're right.
In the morning, a live shot in front of the stadium.
I'm shocked that SportsCenter didn't have Beckman on more often. I mean, that's must-see TV.
Made some headlines.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Illinois would have liked that, but
no.
I mean, we'll play it for you. There wasn't anything you haven't heard Lovie say.
Right.
But for fans, this is a big deal.
Yes, it is.
Like, you know, as a small media guy, it's like, well, we've gotten better stuff out of Lovie than SportsCenter did.
Right.
But you don't have the quite, you know, it's ESPN.
Yeah, right.
It's
exactly.
the worldwide leader. And you have your coach there with his face talking about his football program, the Illinois football program.
Amen.
That has struggled for a long time. So even if the content wasn't great, the PR is good for Illinois.
I always laugh. I mean, some guy in Seattle, Washington, sitting on his couch, and he's like, oh, that's the Illinois football coach.
Lovie Smith's the head coach of Illinois football?
I mean, I always laugh about that when it's on national TV. I know that's kind of a dumb idea, a dumb thought. That's why we do Taste Take. but it is true. I mean, that is getting your brand, your name out there nationally, and you didn't have that with Tim Beckman and Bill Cubitt, and with Lovie Smith. Because of Lovie Smith, you have that now.
Well, you were on Mike and Mike the day after he was hired, right? He was on that. He's on SportsCenter this morning. You just have a relevant coach. Now he's got to stay relevant. He's got to keep that program relevant, and he's got a lot of big tasks ahead of him, right? Because he's taking over a rebuild job. He is taking over a big rebuild, and he's going to need time and he's going to need patience. But this is a big year because if you get to a bowl game or you win 7 games or something like that, you could really start something special here because he does have the eye of recruits. I mean, people are listening to Illinois that weren't listening before, but they do need some kind of proof, and that's why winning football games would be huge this fall.
It's funny. I even paused the video when it showed the schedule. And I'm the guy that's saying 7 wins. Last night I heard Mark Tupper even say, I know some people are saying 7 wins. I'm not sure where they're getting that at. I was like, oh, is he talking to me?
Probably.
Probably. So I paused it and I looked at that schedule and I went down it and I could not come up with 7 wins. I came up with 6.
The first 6 games is where you make your hay.
Yes.
And it's not just because you're playing Murray State.
No.
Western Michigan's going to be a tough game. That's a talented MAC team.
Right.
It's a MAC team, but it's a very talented. I mean, recruiting classes in the top 50, right? In the nation.
They're going to be as talented.
That P.J. Fleck has been bringing in. And then North Carolina, they could win their division in the ACC.
Right.
So I know that's a fun, exciting game.
It is.
And if Illinois wins that's a huge deal.
That would get you to 7 in my mind.
But that's a really tough opponent.
It is.
One of the tougher opponents you'll play all year. And then you start at Nebraska. Nebraska was probably 5 plays in the final seconds of games from being 10-1
That's
or 10-2
unbelievable.
at some point last year. They are very talented, more talented than you are. Rutgers is a big one on the road because they're not very good.
Agree.
But you're pretty good, or you're probably as good as them. And then you have Purdue at home. You need to make hay in those first 6 games. If you have 4 or 5 wins, you're feeling like, okay, you can get to a bowl game.
Agree.
But that back half of the schedule, that back half is no laughing matter, especially for a team that is thin.
Yep.
And you expect to have injuries at some point.
That's a great point. And, of course, the bye week comes after the 3 non-conference games, getting you ready for the game at Nebraska. It is funny. I think you could sit here and poll 10 different people and say, all right, what 2 games are you looking forward to on the schedule? My 2 would be a little goofy. One of them's the North Carolina game. That's not goofy. I can't wait for that game as a fan, number one. A night game after some tailgating. Hopefully Illinois is 1-0. All the excitement in the world going into that game against a really tough Tar Heels team. And then the second one is that at Rutgers. Yeah. To me, that's a big game. And like you've said it, I'm kind of stealing your thunder when I say this, but that is one of those games that is I'm almost saying it's like a must win. It's not.
If you want to make a bowl game, you got to win a road game.
Yeah, I agree. And that's
that
the
is
one.
The most winnable road game when you play at Nebraska, Rutgers, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Northwestern.
Wow.
Right, Northwestern, you could win that game. But I think they're a little better than you.
Right. I'm with you.
The back half of the schedule, Michigan on the road, Minnesota at home, and I think Minnesota is still a pretty good team.
I'm glad that one's at home.
Compared to Illinois.
Yeah.
Michigan State at home, Wisconsin on the road, Iowa at home, Northwestern on the road.
I know. And would this Northwestern game, would that be... No, that's actually at Evanston. Okay. The Iowa game at home is going to be fun. There's just a lot of stuff I'm excited about for football.
Well, we'll see. If they stay healthy, we'll see how good the coaching is.
Sure.
That's kind of what you see, but it is exciting with a new era, with a coach who brings you relevancy, and a little bit of stability.
Agree.
Finally, right?
Totally agree. The other thing that I caught, and again, we're going to play this from Lovie Smith, is him talking about his team and how he's got seniors, that this could be a good year he's got a senior quarterback in Wes Lunt. He talked about Smoot. He talked about that defensive line. And I started thinking to myself, man, that gets me excited. And then immediately my mind went to next year. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's going to be
the junior class is not very good.
No, it's not. But
the freshman class is big, and there's some intriguing guys,
right?
But it's not as good as the sophomore class, which is actually a pretty good class.
Yeah. So in a perfect world, you've got Lovie now as your coach. You're an Illinois fan that's looking forward. I hope that North Carolina game sold out, and you, in a perfect world, get 6 or 7 wins, go to a bowl game. By a year that is going to be not very good, but at least you've got the excitement rolling, and Lovie Smith can hit that recruiting trail with 6 or 7 behind him.
I mean, Lovie's got 5 years to do this.
Sure.
I don't think there's if he doesn't make a bowl game this year and then next year they go 3-9, I don't think we're talking about that because I think everybody understands what they're getting into, and Illinois made a huge, long investment into Lovie Smith, so he's got plenty of time. I'm not worried about that, but you would like to start off on the right foot with a bowl game, if not a bowl game, being very competitive and getting a big win to cause some excitement.
Well, like Mike Carpenter says, just score first. Just score first, and then you got a good chance to win.
We're going to talk a lot of Illinois football today. Training camp starts tomorrow, 2:30 practice at Memorial Stadium, goes till 5 o'clock. Fans can watch it. We'll give you some of the details on fans, what you should do, where you can enjoy practice, what they have, the options for you.
Okay.
But we are going to talk Robert Rosenthal, IlliniBoard.com, probably the biggest Illini football fan in the world. He's going to join us at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Writes for IlliniBoard.com. You can follow him on Twitter at Illini. He's going to join us. So we'll talk a lot of Illini football. We're off a little early again today. Cardinals at Reds. Michael Waka against Cody Reed. At some point, we'll hit on some of the baseball that happened last night. But we are Illinois focused today. And we did I know a lot of people probably didn't see Lovie Smith because it was 9:40 in the morning that he was on SportsCenter. So most people probably at work. Here's the audio of Lovie Smith on with Matt Berry of SportsCenter this morning.
I was wondering this because your body clock's different this time of year. Have you adjusted to starting training camp in August as opposed to July in the NFL?
I'm adjusting, taking, having at least another week, to prepare for the season. But whether it's a week or whatever, this time of year, it's football time, and can't wait to take this next step with our football team.
For you, what have you noticed is the biggest difference between handling the day-to-day college program as opposed to your 11 seasons in the NFL?
Well, I think, Matt, the football part is about the same. I mean, we're, teaching the basic fundamentals, letting guys know our plan for winning football games. But, Off the field, things that you have to do, mainly, of course, recruiting. There's a little bit more involvement in that, a lot more involvement in that, but we've had a few months now to adjust to it, and so just a basic part of our routine.
It was a hire that was obviously exciting for Illinois. Why do you feel that going to college and this job was the right spot for you?
I spent a lot of time in the state of Illinois. Felt like I was really coming home from my time up north with the Bears. I always looked at our university and great academic institution and wonder why we couldn't be a contender each year. Everything you need to have a successful program, we have. Strong recruiting base, from the Chicago area. So all those things said that we could turn this program around, and we're ready to take that next step.
Coaches inherently love challenges when they're faced with them. What about this particular challenge excites you?
Everything. We have a senior-dominated team. Whenever you go into a new program, you kind of look to the quarterback position first. We have a senior quarterback in Wes Lunt. Strength of our football team is our defensive line, led by Smoot. So we have a lot of things to like, just starting off with that. But, again, we've been close. 5 wins says that, you're close. Now it's about taking that next step, and I know we'll be able to do that.
You kind of alluded to it there a second ago. In the NFL, you have millionaires, agents, and grown men. Now you're dealing with teenagers, college students, academics, and parents. So for you, Coach, how has your approach changed towards your players at this level?
Our approach hasn't changed an awful lot. I like to think we have a bunch of stern teachers, on our coaching staff. As I said, we're teaching fundamentals. And it's just not about developing, the football player. It's about developing the man on and off the football field. That's what we're doing. We've got an excellent start. Our players have embraced everything we've asked them to do. But, again, now it's about getting ready. Murray State is coming up soon, and we need to be ready.
Also in the NFL, you're building your team through the draft and free agency. In college, you'd mentioned it, you're building through recruiting. And now, Coach, you're up against Jim Harbaugh, Urban Meyer, Mark D'Antonio, James Franklin. Harbaugh has NFL coaching background like yourself. So give it to me, Coach. What's the Lovie Smith recruiting pitch for Illinois?
Oh, I think our university, first off, it's about the student-athlete. As I mentioned earlier, we have a great reputation academically here. Your degree means quite a bit from the University of Illinois. But football-wise, we have an excellent football staff. We know we have a plan for winning football. But the talking part, that's all great in all season. Now it's time to put up. And we're just anxious to get to the football season to show people exactly what we have.
It's your first one out there in Illinois. What kind of training camp can your team expect in the next few days?
Well, there's not a whole lot of two-a-days, so, college football has changed quite a bit. But we will occupy our players from early to late each day. And whether it's walkthroughs, meetings, or the actual on-the-field work, there's a lot to be done, and as I said earlier, we're just kind of ready to do it. Nothing like that first day. First day of school, first day for training camp, it's here.
Yeah, new season is here, of course, this week, and another first. We see the first preseason game because of the induction into the weekend of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You have quite a history with Tony Dungy, who's going to be inducted Saturday. Coach Dungy gave you your first coaching job in the NFL back in 1996 with the Buccaneers. So what does seeing Coach Dungy getting inducted mean to you?
It means quite a bit. Coach Dungy is, one of the reasons why, I was an NFL coach. I'm able to coach the University of Illinois right now, and just so many things I learned being around Tony on and off the football field. So it's a time it is special. I normally don't miss practice, but we will be going up to the Hall of Fame ceremonies this weekend. And it's just not for Coach Dungy. I had a chance to be on a coaching staff that coached Orlando Pace at 3 different stops: Ohio State, St. Louis, and in Chicago. So we'll be up there supporting them this weekend.
And don't forget, Brett Favre gave you plenty of nightmares as well.
anxious. One of the all-time greats. I mean, they'll remember this going into the Hall of Fame. Be a pretty exciting time to see it.
Hey, Coach, we appreciate your time. The opener, September 3rd. Best of luck back on campus at Illinois.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. Take care.
All right.
That's Lovie Smith on Sports Center this morning. Not anything really new. The Hall of Fame stuff was interesting.
Dungy was cool.
He'll be there for Tony Dungy. Might miss a practice, it sounds like. We'll have to ask him tomorrow. But obviously, he's got a couple guys he knows pretty well going to the Hall of Fame. And Orlando Pace, who he coached at basically every level, every stop along the way from college to the pros. And then Tony Dungy, obviously a huge mentor.
Well, hopefully Illinois will find him for missing that, right? No, I'm kidding. It's just cool. It's cool to have Lovie, and I loved how he said it. It's the talk's great. It's time to put up now. It's time to put up or shut up. It's time to get going with Murray State. It's time to get going with the Camp I did say Camp Rantoul, the camp here on the campus of the University of Illinois. And of course, you and I are going to talk a little bit about that today, what fans can expect. It starts tomorrow, but I don't know. I keep telling you, it just goes in phases of it's real. Lovie Smith is really our coach, and now I'm excited for tomorrow to get that going. I'm excited to go watch maybe a practice or two, and then I'm excited to get this season underway.
Yeah, what were those stages? You had the introductory press conference.
No, you know what? Even started before that.
When Cubitt was fired?
Yes, that day when Carp and I were here on a Saturday, and you joined us as well, and I think it was about 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the afternoon, and we started hearing the rumblings of Lovie Smith, and then
right before Whitman took the podium. Yeah,
that's right. And then we got a hold of our guy up in Chicago now,
Ryan Baker.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan Baker, and had him on. And when he was talking, I think to me it really started to hit me. And Carp and I were kind of looking at each other like smiling. Could this really happen? That was kind of the first one. And then, of course, the introductory press conference when they had him here. And then when he walked in the room, and I was just like, there he is.
And he walked into here?
Yeah, then he came in here that day. It's just small little things. And then
start of spring practice.
Yep. And then you get Hardy Nickerson to come. Well, both the coaches, Nickerson and McGee, and then you get Hardy, the son that's going to transfer to play at Illinois. Just little things like that just keep adding up.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited.
And I asked him, what's it going to be like for that first game? Because Josh Whitman has talked about, he can't wait for that first game because that's going to be a special moment for him, a former player, to be in the position of being the athletic director who hired that head coach to lead that team. That's going to hit him big. He actually said the first spring practice, was more emotional for him than he thought it would be.
Wow.
Lovie's not as emotional guy, but he said every first practice, every first game is definitely something different. And I think to see all those fans there supporting him, even that'll hit a guy like Lovie.
I think even for guys like you that go cover it, tomorrow will be, listen, I loved Bill Cubitt. I really did. And I liked what he did. And if he was still our coach, I'd be behind him, obviously. But to make the move to get a Lovie Smith, that's got to be even exciting for guys like you that are covering the team to hope that that's going to translate into success in the future. Because you know what? It's a lot better to talk positive than negative.
We'll talk with Robert Rosenthal, ILNetBoard.com. I know he's pretty excited about all that, being a fan and all. But if you want to weigh in, you can. You can call us on the Jupiter's The Crossing phone line or text the Chief Power text line at 217-359-2255. That's 359-2255. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Tay and J Show. I tweet at J Warner Scout.
At Lonte, ESPN. See you.
Download the WSJK app. Get our podcasts at ESPNCU.com or find us on iTunes. That's all powered by GTPS Insurance. You can watch us live on YouTube. Both Lon and I are proudly wearing team cargo shorts today.
Yes, we are.
There's an assault on team cargo shorts.
I saw that. Wall Street Journal even had it.
We will talk about that later.
Okay.
In the show. We also have Tay's Take at 5:05, brought to you by DPDO. We'll sneak it in before we get out of here. Any random question for Lon Tay, you can text us at 359-2255 or tweet me at J Warner Scout. We also will take our last contestant in the Take a Knee contest later today. If you're interested in winning that $1,500 credit for to go towards your ring of choice to propose to your lady, just give us a text at 217-359-2255, and we might call you up to be the next contestant for the Take a Knee contest. We're going to have 4 in total. You will be the 4th and final one, so you can text us at 359-2255. We'll break down training camp fans, what you can expect, and we'll break down this team a little bit as well.
Can't wait. We got the update coming up as well. We'll give you a Cubs update in that as well. It's the Tay and J Show.
An ESPN Radio Mike and Mike Extra Point. with Trey Wingo and Mike Golick.
2016 might be the greatest year for golf ever, because every year you have your four majors, right? Mm-hmm. And then every 2 years you have the Ryder Cup, which I believe is the single greatest sporting event in the history of the world. Because where else
sporting event in golf or sporting event
in the world? Where else do you get millionaires playing for nothing? They get a stipend. They do it simply out of pride.
The Olympics,
right? But those guys, I mean. Most of those guys aren't making millions. They aren't bajillionaires, a lot of those guys. These guys are the elite of the elite in this sport. So this year you have the four majors, which are always great. You have the Olympics, which is something new and exciting, which we haven't seen in over a century. And then you have the Ryder Cup, which, again, I believe is the single greatest event in sports, period.
I absolutely love the Ryder Cup. I'm not going to go as far as you as the single greatest.
You're wrong, Mike Golick. You are wrong.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and pick up 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $22.99, plus earn double O Rewards points on your purchase. Extend the life of your vehicle with O'Reilly Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard filter for $22.99. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's not a team without T-shirts.
Custom T-shirts from Custom Ink are the easy way to connect any group. Our online design lab makes it simple to create a shirt design that your group will love. Or you can easily upload your own logo. Whether you need one shirt or thousands, Custom Ink can print any size order. And we know you can't wait for your new T-shirts. That's why we offer free shipping, and on-time delivery is guaranteed. Get a free price quote today at customink.com.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Are you getting the attention you deserve from your broker? When you partner with Provident, you get an advisor who stays focused on you and your family. We work for you. Contact us today to schedule a consultation. Find us online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com. Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network.
Provident, partnerships built on trust.
FINRA SIPC, the registered investment advisor.
Country Squire Cleaners, serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 40 years, provides customers with quality service at a reasonable price. Shirts and suits, dresses and gowns, even suede and leather. They can do it all. Country Squire Cleaners offers same-day shirt service and 1-hour dry cleaning. With 3 convenient locations in Champaign and home delivery available, there's a Country Squire ready to serve you. Country Squire Cleaners, West Springfield, South Neal, and the Village of the Crossing, Champaign.
For great deals on your dry cleaning, visit CountrySquireCleaners.com.
Experience what makes Eastland Suites the best. Like options for families, including the biggest indoor pool in the area, arcade and Sarisa pizza pies in the lobby. Families that stay with us also love the free Wi-Fi to keep the kids entertained and the fitness center to keep us parents in shape. And Tanya, don't forget we have meeting space available for social events. Oh, and being right off the interstate. Complimentary hot breakfast each morning and...
Experience the best. Experience Eastland Suites. Book online at EastlandSuitesUrbana.com.
The Snyder Company.
Can't find the Cubs on TV? No problem. Listen to them on our sister station, Sunny 95.3. Champaign-Urbana's home for soft rock favorites from then and now, and Cubs baseball.
Now it's time for the update. The Cubs are down 3-1 after 6 innings. John Lackey was solid at the plate, still giving up two-run jack to Jeff Mathis in the 6th, but he was better hitting, going 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Marlins pitcher Tom Kohler struck out 7 over his 6 innings. After winning 2 of 3 to start the series, the Cubs are trying to sweep away the Fish to get revenge for losing 3 of 4 in Miami before the break. After a devastating walk-off loss off the bat of Scott Schebler, the Cardinals are looking for revenge against the Reds tonight. The matchup, 6-7 Michael Wacha versus 0-5 Cody Reed. Last time out, Wacha defeated Jose Fernandez on the road, only the second time anyone has done that over Fernandez's career. More importantly, he didn't walk anybody. That's right, for the first time all season, he didn't issue a single free pass. And they'll look to continue that trend tonight. Reed's been beaten up around his rookie season, especially to over 500 teams. He's given up 11 runs to the Cubs in just 8 innings and gave up 5 in 5 against the Giants last time out. So good news for the Cardinals. Wacha needs to look out for Joey Votto, the first baseman's batting .381 against the young Texan. The White Sox lost 2 things last night, the game and rookie Charlie Tilson. During the 5th inning of the 11-5 Tigers rout, Tilson, who was acquired from the Cardinals for lefty reliever Zach Duke, sprinted towards the ball in the right field center gap and came up gimpy. With that, he became the fourth White Sox rookie this year to get hurt on or just before his major league debut. To brighten things up, it's Chris Sale Day today. The A's takes the hill against the Tigers' dominant young righty Michael Fulmer, who's 9-2 with a .250 ERA this year. Other news, former Illini and current minor leaguer for the Twins, Tyler J, is headed to the DL with a shoulder issue. No word on extent of the injury. Baseball's back in the 2020 Olympics. And the biggest news of the day, Ryan Fitzpatrick has officially cut his hair.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's looking good.
Yeah. Scruffy. Hey, the Cardinals, they're going to host the Braves August 5th through the 7th with great giveaways all weekend long, including an adult Cardinals fedora and a Cardinals vintage bobblehead. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotion.
Also, Matt Carpenter batting practice jersey for the kids on Sunday.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, can Matt Carpenter
if you're
close
any
the
kind
game?
of parent, you will get a Matt Carpenter
Absolutely
jersey.
you will.
But yes, I think he will be up. I think Matt Carpenter will be playing in that game.
Isn't that amazing? Like, Brandon Moss got hurt July 4th. I think Carp got hurt July 6th. And those guys have been out this entire time. I think the Cardinals are 12-7 without Matt Carpenter, though. That's amazing. And then
he's an issue. You should trade him to the White Sox.
I agree, right? Let's trade him and Moss both. We'll give. Do we get Tilson back now that
if you want him for Matt Carpenter, I'll absolutely give it. I mean, how bad do you feel for that
horrible.
kid? Charlie Tilson last night gets a hit in his first at bat.
I was so happy for him.
Gets
with
a
that
hit in his first at bat. He's a lefty. Just swung really hard. Got it through the middle. He gets on base.
And Miggy Cabrera is sitting there talking to him. Right. How cool is that?
Yeah, it was awesome. But that was the fourth White Sox player to be called up and get hurt on the first day he plays.
Should you just quit?
Matt Davidson, yeah, well, I'd like to. Matt Davidson got hurt in his first game, hurt his ankle. I think he's been out for the season. Jason Coates left his major league debut after collision in the outfield. And Kevin Smith was scratched before his first major league start with back spasms.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah, if you get called up from the White Sox, beware.
I agree, and beware. I feel bad for Tilson. And what happened is he was chasing down a fly ball in the right center field gap, and he dove, but I think he dove because it looked like he twisted an ankle.
He didn't mean to dive.
No, exactly.
He was chasing a fly ball.
It was like he got shot.
And it looked like his left leg just kind of gave out on him. And it looked at first kind of like a knee injury, like he hyperextended his knee, but he had a left hamstring strain. So he's going straight to the DL, and hamstrings are iffy.
No,
so
they are.
If he even comes back this year, let's hope. But that's just so White Sox.
I know.
It's so White Sox. But the guy they got in return, Zach Duke, struggled a little bit last night with the Cardinals.
He gave up a single and he walked a couple, had the bases loaded, and had to get him out.
Well, he's terrible.
Yeah, get rid of him. Get rid of him. And he said, I love about a veteran, a guy that's 32, 33 years old. After the game, he's like, you know what? Shrug that one off. We move on. Knock the rust off. Let's move on. He's like, I know I'm not that kind of a pitcher. Everybody knows that, so I'm not worried going forward.
And Lonte is back on the Trevor Rosenthal bandwagon.
I kind of trolled a little bit there. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of
it was excellent trolling.
I know. I kind of sent that out thinking, oh boy, I could get the masses going.
What was the tweet?
I think I just said something about, I'm glad O's in. Give me Rosie back. I'm like, rip on me if you want. #closer. So I kind of, I know Rosie's not even here. He's hurt.
And he's terrible.
And he's been horrible. Oh, and I forgot to favorite because you tweeted back, of course, with a bunch of stats.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I'm stubborn. I'm old school. I want my Rosenthal back.
No, you are at that point where with Rosenthal, you have given him such a long leash.
I have.
And Matheny didn't. I get it to a point. Matheny gave him a leash because of his history.
Sure.
But at some point,
that's dangerous.
Recent history of a year and a half starts to catch up to you.
Agree.
And it's like, okay, this guy keeps putting himself in terrible situations. How long is he going to keep getting out of them?
Agree.
Right?
No, I totally agree.
And so it just absolutely blows up in our face. And it did blow up in his face this year. And Matheny kind of stuck with him. And I get it for a little while.
Yeah.
O hasn't been phenomenal in that role, but he's had a phenomenal season.
Absolutely.
He's been better than Rosenthal.
Absolutely, he has. It's funny when you look at Matheny, there's different things he does. He's not a quick doer. You think about Aledmus Diaz, who for the first 2 months of the season was hitting like 400 and still batting in the 8-hole until finally Matheny said, maybe I ought to move him up. Matheny's one of those, he's been consistent. He's a guy that's going to take a while, if you will, to make a decision. He did that on Rosenthal.
Yeah, and last night I don't think he put O in a great situation.
He didn't.
He's going for a 6-out save with your closer, who's never done that before.
Nope.
And that kind of happens. And the one thing I didn't understand was the double switch to put him fourth in the lineup.
I didn't either.
To where they just walked the third batter in that inning.
Yeah, they walked Hazelbaker to get to him. Right. I didn't understand it either. Look, I love
what Matheny does in the locker room. All that. His tactical.
Agree.
I'm
with you. And I have...
At least he's good at one thing, unlike Robin Ventura.
Exactly. And this is where I always laugh because Gene would always say, are you comparing yourself to Jim Edmonds? Because I'd be like, hey, last night I was ranging for a fly ball in center, and she's like, are you really comparing?
Yeah.
But, I've done that before where I've kept the book, or I've managed even a youth baseball game where you have to start putting people in and doing all these kind of double switches. And it's hard.
Yeah.
But that's part of your job.
You're not paid millions of dollars to do it.
That's exactly right. So that's part of your job to figure that out. And I'm with you. I do not think Matheny's very strong at that.
Cubs beat the Marlins 3-2 last night. Chapman hit 104 on the gun 2 times.
Wow.
Javi Baez continues to dazzle. He was number one web gem on Sports Center last night. He's ridiculously good, but looks like the Marlins will take one of these games. They're up 4-1 in the top of the 8th inning right now.
Here at Wrigley Field. That's good stuff. All right, Illinois football begins tomorrow. Training camp begins tomorrow. No pads, I assume, tomorrow?
No. Tomorrow, the couple days without the shoulder pads and leg pads and all that, but they'll be in helmets and running around and practicing a little bit, and fans can see them August 4th through the 20th. They'll be probably on the grass practice fields just east of Memorial Stadium. If not, they'll be inside. Lovey doesn't like working on the turf.
Okay.
He's not a fan of turf, so he's going to be outside on the grass fields right on the east of Memorial Stadium. If they do have weather, there may be chances if they go inside or something like that where fans can't watch. But where to park, there's free parking available on the northeast side of the State Farm Center lot. You enter off Kirby Avenue. Fans are asked to enter the practice area through the southeast corner of Memorial Stadium, just north of Kirby Avenue. It's near the corner of 4th Street and Kirby. Concessions trailer with drinks and snacks will be on hand just south of the practice fields. Hey-oh, that's good for the media.
No doubt.
You can enter Southeast Memorial Stadium. They will have post-practice autographs following each practice where the players will sign autographs briefly on their way off the field. So that's some of the activities the fans can partake in.
How about for you? You guys will be able to talk to these guys after practice, I assume, right? It seemed like, have you ever talked to them before practice?
No.
Okay, it's always been after.
Yeah, it's always after practice in case, we're media, like the part of having open practice is if somebody gets hurt, you don't tweet it out without talking to them.
Correct.
That's kind of one of the rules. You don't tweet out formations and stuff like that. I don't think Lovey is going to do most of that in the first 2 weeks. This is mostly, let's get into football.
Sure.
Let's learn what we have to do, but he's not going to show a lot in these first couple practices, especially with all these fans here. But, that's part of the trade-off. And then afterwards we can ask about injuries or anything like that.
I'm asking you to be a coach here. Spring practice for Lovey. I mean, literally, he probably sat there with cue cards going, all right, who's this guy again?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
he
what
had
it's
a roster
taken.
and he didn't know all his players.
Right.
I still think it'd probably be difficult for him to name off all his players. He says he knows all their names, probably has an idea of what they are as players now. But for spring practice, I probably knew more about his team than he did.
I bet, there's no doubt.
Right.
There's no doubt you would have. So when they go through, camp, I guess a lot of it will be evaluation. He'll line these guys up in spots he thinks they need to be, and then I guess those coaches will watch and say, I think this guy's better at that spot than this guy.
It's a competition every day.
Yeah.
It's an evaluation every day. They take all that film and break it down every day.
Wow.
They go up there and they see what they have, what they like about those guys, where they fit. They'll move them around practice to practice. It's a constant evaluation of who you have. And that was a big part of spring is figuring out, okay, this guy does that, this guy does this. This fall is more like, okay, let's get these guys working together, put them in the roles, get the reps to our important players.
Sure.
And the other guys will just work on their skill set and fundamentals. But this is where you really put together what your depth chart is going to be for the fall.
You want to get some nitty-gritty on Illinois? When we come back, I'm going to ask you some questions just kind of about the offense and defense. We might even get into some special teams as well. I know everybody is excited about that as always, but I know Lovie Smith loves special teams, and that was a big part of his NFL teams for sure. If you want to weigh in with a question for Jeremy as camp begins tomorrow, you can do that, 359-2255. You can text the Chief Bauer text line. That would be the easiest. I can read those questions to Jeremy as we go along. So when we come back, we'll kind of get a little nitty-gritty with Illinois football. The day before camp starts, Lovie Smith getting things underway. It is the Tay and J Show.
Nobody plays more country music per hour than US 105.9, where they start every workday with 3 hours of continuous country. US 105.9 is a proud sister station to ESPN Radio 93.5.
We know how much you love your car. Protect your ride with AutoGuard from Pekin Insurance and your local independent agency. AutoGuard picks up where other policies fall short, offering trip interruption coverage, key replacement, tire protection, accidental airbag deployment coverage, and more. All for just $20 per year per vehicle. Call your local Pekin Insurance agent or visit www.pekininsurance.com to put their beyond the expected services to work for you with AutoGuard.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-519-7796. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-519-7796.
Brick's Wood-Fired Pizza in Champaign isn't your typical pizza joint. Their dough is made fresh daily, only with the best ingredients, sauce, and cheese. Stop into Brick's for their daily lunch special, a half pizza with your choice of salad or soup for just $7.95. With gluten-free and vegan options, Brick's has pizzas to satisfy anyone's taste buds. Brick's also has hot and made-to-order sandwiches along with freshly made salads and pastas. For dinner, make it Brick's Wood-Fired Pizza at the corner of Neal and Devonshire in Champaign.
Only one event unites the world. The 2016 Rio Olympic Games.
Another strong finish by Phelps. Usain Bolt still the king of 100.
And it all begins with the beauty, drama, and excitement of the opening ceremony.
Moments and images unlike anything else in sports.
Don't miss the Rio Olympics opening ceremony. Friday, 7:30, 6:30 Central on NBC.
Hi, I'm Gary Knight from Carmack Honda in Danville. Just 40 years ago, Carmack Honda delivered our first 1976 Honda Accord and has been recognized as an award-winning family sedan ever since. Safety, dependability, and fuel efficiency make people love their Hondas, and Cub fans love their Cubbies, and only a way Cub fans can believe. So when you're shopping for a new Honda, believe in Carmack Honda to get you the very best price, service, and selection. Check us out today at CarmackHonda.com.
This Mettler Fitness Tip is brought to you by the Mettler Center, located at Windsor and Duncan in Champaign.
Learn delicious ways to cook healthy foods. Gradually cut down on fat, sugar, and salt in your usual recipes, and watch how your taste buds adapt to appreciate the natural taste of foods. Use citrus juices, herbs, spices, oils, and vinegars to add amazing new zest to your food, while you reduce your reliance on fat, sugar, and salt.
If you need quick advice on a fitness topic, go to MettlerCenter.com and click on Ask an Expert. Bunny's Tavern, the best-kept secret in downtown Urbana since 1936. Come enjoy $13.50 mix and match domestic buckets 7 days a week. Enjoy Bunny's 10 big-screen TVs, whether you're inside or enjoying the summer weather. On Fridays, enjoy a dry battered or grilled cod sandwich all day and all night. With delicious daily lunch and dinner specials, Bunny's Tavern may not stay a secret for long. Come check out what people in Champaign-Urbana have been whispering about for over 75 years. Bunny's Tavern.
Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance, finding the perfect solution for you, guiding you through the options, helping you through a claim, and adapting to your evolving needs. Since 1997, GTPS Insurance has provided coverage for your car, your home, your business, and your life. As an independent broker, GTPS Insurance Agency will shop around until they find the right coverage at the best price. Contact a GTPS Insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com.
Coach Mike Ditka is not just talking sports. What will he say next? Hear him here Monday and Friday mornings from 7:30 to 8 with Brother Johnny and me, Stevie J, on ESPN Radio 93.5.
Put CMI in your circle of trust. Their team of janitorial supply and equipment specialists want to help you and your business. Call 359-6262 today or visit CMIClean.com and see how their expertise can make a positive difference in your daily operation. CMI offers janitorial equipment, cleaning, and green certified products too, along with warewashing and laundry products. Call 359-6262 today or visit CMIClean.com.
Yeah, it is the Tay and J Show. Tay, Jeremy Werner. Tay's Take. We're going to do that at 5:05. If you want to send a question in for that to get inside my goofy mind, do that.
It's an awesome place.
It's interesting, no doubt. I wanted Florida-based questions today. I challenged, and then Carp sent me a Florida-based political question.
I like it.
I said no.
It will be asked.
I'm not going there.
It will be asked. So if you have any questions for Lon, you can send those 359-2255 on the Chief Bauer text line, or you can tweet me at JWernerScout.
Okay, and Robert Rosenthal from IlliniBoard.com, he's going to join us at 4:05 to talk Illini football. We think he's the biggest Illinois football fan ever.
Oh, yes.
It's not even close.
He's the most emotional Illinois football fan ever. And that's what's great about Robert's writing. I think fans really identify with his, passion. So if I'm objective or things like that, I think that's necessary. I think you should have that kind of viewpoint. But Robert, he lives and dies with Illinois football like so many fans.
People get mad at you, though, for being objective.
Yeah,
have you ever noticed that?
That's fine.
No, anybody.
Other people love it. Some people hate it.
Even me. Like, there's even times, like, during an Illini game.
Stop it, Jeremy.
You'll say something, I'm like, why does he have to be so stinking professional? Just be a fan one time. That's what we want to hear. Like,
well, that's what you do when you get this job.
Want to hear Jeremy Werner
you
just
take
get
your fan hat off.
You do. You have to.
But if something's objectively terrible, I will mention that.
You do. I agree with you. You're fair on that end.
Like the White Sox.
Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt. All right. We're going to talk some Illini football. Stalk, we could.
I am stalking Illinois football for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, they're going to wonder who you are. They'll be like, Lovey's like, can you get that one guy out of here who's bugging me? I'm going to talk Illinois football with you and ask you some questions. Training camp opens tomorrow. You'll be at that tomorrow and Friday. I think you're going to join us to talk about each day and kind of what's going on at training camp. I want to talk to you about the offense. I want to talk to you about the defense, but I want to start with some position battles. What do you think, in your mind, will be the biggest position battles? In other words, if Tay goes out to that practice in the next week or two and wants to watch a certain area to see some competition, what am I looking for?
I think the one fans will look at is the backup quarterback.
Yes.
Because that is the biggest positional battle next year, right?
No.
You have a wide-open quarterback battle next year. Wes Lunt, again, for the second straight year, there is no competition, right?
No.
He is the guy. He's the most talented by far. And then the backup quarterbacks, you have Chase Crouch, who I think probably has a lead for the backup role this year because he gives you something so different than Wes Lunt, because he's the best runner. I compare him often to Jordan Lynch, and I don't think that's ridiculous because I watched Lynch. Lynch couldn't throw all that well.
No.
But he was a phenomenal runner, great athlete, good leader. Crouch has all those characteristics, but Jordan Lynch couldn't be a good quarterback in the Big Ten.
No.
He just wouldn't have been.
Okay.
Just because you got to throw the ball at that level because they're great athletes, they're big guys. Jordan Lynch could run over linebackers in the MAC. You really can't do that in the Big Ten. Jimmy Fitzgerald, I think, and Jeff George are really going to be the competition next year.
Okay.
Fitzgerald does a little bit of everything solid to well.
Okay.
He's also a leader. I think he's maybe a future captain of a team. They really rally around him. But Jeff George has the strongest arm.
Okay.
He's also the skinniest. He's also probably not the Big Ten body you're looking for. He needs to bulk up a little bit, but he's tried, and I think he's just one of those guys who's kind of a skinny kid. But he is kind of a gamer, even though he hasn't played a game. He shows up at scrimmages. Like he had a strong spring game this past year, and people like him. They're excited about what he can do. I still think it's going to be a wide open battle next year, but that's intriguing. It'll be intriguing to watch this year because if Wes Lunt goes down, which we know he's got an injury history, one of those guys has got to step up.
It will be. And what's funny is, as a fan, as an Illini fan, and I don't mean just me, I mean all of us, there is some intrigue about a Jeff George, about a kid that is a son of a former quarterback that had a gigantic arm, and there is that intrigue to see what he could do.
Last year at this time I said, Jeff's probably not going to be in the competition for a starting job ever, but after last year, he's put himself in the mix.
Yeah.
He's definitely put himself in the mix. The other one, guard on offense. Gabe Meganson, we all know about him, 4-star. He looks the part, looks like a Wisconsin offensive lineman, but he's a redshirt freshman.
Okay.
And most redshirt freshman offensive linemen are not ready to play. And it's not just because of physicality, it's because the mental part of the game, offensive line, you got to think quick. You got to know exactly what your role is, because if you screw up, the entire offense screws up, right?
Yep.
So he's still got to get that down. Connor Brennan is a senior, former JUCO kid, had a pretty strong spring. It's kind of like the Chris Bowles, Nick Allegretti thing. We all thought Allegretti was going to win that guard job last year because he's more talented, but Chris Bowles ended up being just a serviceable guy,
Absolutely.
a reliable guy.
Yep.
Maybe not spectacular, but they could trust him. Connor Brennan's got that chance. I think Zach Heath, another former JUCO kid, could be in there as well. Strong side linebacker, I think Julian Jones has the most potential there, sophomore, but I think Trey Watson,
that's my boy,
who could be the middle linebacker of the future, could be in play there. Justice Williams had some playing time there, but I think Julian Jones is going to win that battle. The most competitive starting battle, I think, is going to be cornerback.
Okay.
Because Jalen Dunlap's got one spot. But Cameron Watkins, a redshirt freshman, he's a track athlete. He's fast. He's long. He's pretty physical as well. Okay. That all kind of is the mold of Lovie Smith cornerback. Like we've talked about, the Peanut Tillman kind of cornerback. Amari Hayes, the JUCO kid. Mm-hmm. Long, but he's skinny.
Okay.
He does work hard. Is he fast enough for the Big Ten? Is he physical enough for the Big Ten? We'll find that out. And then Chris James, a kid that Tim Banks just gave him earfuls the last couple of years. He seems to have found his confidence.
Okay.
He's a good athlete, kind of reliable guy. I think that those three are going to be battling for that spot opposite Dunlap.
All right, so backup quarterback, guard, the outside linebacker, and then, of course, on the corner. That'll be some things to watch. I've got an overview here, a general question. What will this offense look like? Is it going to look like what we've seen because of Wes Lunt? Can Garrick McGee change it that much when you have a guy like Wes Lunt?
It's interesting because
that's not a cut on Wes.
No, I mean, what Paul Petrino ran, that's about as similar as you can think of. Now, he had Nathan Shieldhouse.
Right.
He had the dual threat quarterback that Garrick McGee eventually wants. But Garrick McGee ran that offense with a Ryan Mallett. He ran that offense with a Tyler Wilson over at Arkansas. But this is a smash mouth power run scheme. And what I mean by that is, Bill Cubitt kind of ran a zone scheme. The Denver Broncos run this so well. It's basically you have responsibilities, you have a gap that you need to protect or you need to open a hole, and this is how you do it.
Yep.
It's more of a finesse kind of scheme.
Okay.
But Illinois' personnel has kind of been good for that. This is more of a smash mouth. We're going to load up one side with a fullback, pulling offensive lineman, and we're just going to beat you with force.
Straight ahead.
Right?
Okay.
Kind of like Wisconsin does, kind of like some of those other teams do. Do they have the personnel to do that? That will be interesting because I don't think they do quite this year. But it is more of a Big Ten scheme, which I like. I think eventually this is going to look pretty good when you have a dual threat quarterback. You have a more physical offensive line, and you have some bigger running backs.
You like that with regards to the pulling and the smashing with regards to Nick Allegretti and Gabe Meganson. Hopefully, eventually, those two will be
I think
some
they
stalwarts.
Fit very well in that.
How about your? I know you like your tackles. Do they fit that though?
That's a good question. I think DeLauro does.
Okay.
DeLauro's pretty physical. Schmidt has gained some weight, and I think Schmidt is probably Austin Schmidt is one of the most unheralded players on this team. I wish he was a redshirt junior because if you didn't have to play him as a freshman, this kid could be an NFL player, I think. He's got long arms. He's pretty strong up top. He needed to gain weight in his legs, though, and he did a little bit, but he had a really strong spring.
Okay.
But, yeah, those guys are better pass protectors than they are run protectors. So it will be interesting to see how McGee kind of adjusts to his roster compared to what he eventually wants to run.
Who's the backup tackle? If one of those two go down, who are we going to see trotting in?
Probably Meganson.
Okay.
He practiced at tackle this year, got some reps during the spring at tackle. They eventually see him as an offensive tackle. So then you'd slide in Connor Brennan. Yeah, usually you have like 7 or 8 offensive linemen, right? Okay. Connor Brennan, I think Zach Heath would be those next guys, and then maybe an Adam Solomon, who's a big boy.
Kid out of Indy.
Kind of fits what they want eventually, but he's a redshirt freshman and still needs some work to do.
Who would be backup center right now?
Allegretti.
Allegretti would be your center. Okay, that makes sense. Can that offensive line, can that at least be average in the Big Ten? Why do I think it's going to be a little bit better than average?
I think they can protect. Can they run block? That's what Illinois needs to do, and that's going to be a fun thing to watch during training camp when we get to see them is how do they run block against a good defensive line? Because the defensive line, I think, is probably in the middle of the pack of the Big Ten. So it's going to give you an idea of what can they do against Minnesota, what can they do against Rutgers, teams like that. Can they push a Big Ten defensive line?
I don't think Lovie loves scrimmages, but it will be interesting, at least in the scrimmage, to kind of see how that number one offensive line goes against that number one defense. If they do that. If they do that, a lot of times you go 1 versus 2 and 2 versus 1, et cetera. But it will be interesting to see if they can get a push against a really good Illinois defense or defensive line. Let's say playmakers, top 5 playmakers on this offense. How would you rate them? Who's your top 5?
Well, I guess we can't throw Lunt, but that arm is a playmaker within itself.
Doubt.
So I will go. I'm going to go Wes Lunt's arm is number 1. 2 is Keyshawn Vaughn. I think he's complete back. 3 would be Malik Turner. Playmaker, I don't know, but Geronimo, he's got a lot of Geronimo Allison.
Okay.
So, he actually had probably a better catch rate last year than Geronimo Allison, who had a big case of the drops, especially later in the season.
Late in the year, yeah.
I think Desmond Kane, I wouldn't qualify him as a playmaker yet because can he beat people? Can he make people miss? We didn't see a lot of that. He was just kind of a quantity guy more than a quality. Justin Hardy can be. He can be. He can stretch the field, take the top off the defense. Can he make some big plays? And the other guy would be Reggie Corbin, the redshirt freshman. He is a guy who can make people miss. He's a backup running back. He's a complimentary running back because he's not that big, but I do think he can be a guy who can make people miss a little bit, be a check down receiver, and get him out on the perimeter and runs, and he can do something.
Murray State game rolls around, North Carolina rolls around. Keyshawn can't have every carry.
No.
So who runs in for Keyshawn when he goes out?
It's Corbin and Kendrick Foster.
Okay.
Kendrick Foster, the redshirt junior, he runs hard.
Yeah, he does.
He's not very fast, but he runs hard.
He'll get you 2 or 3.
He actually showed some good hands.
I agree with you.
He actually showed some good hands during the spring, so.
Will Garrick McGee's offense be any kind of passing to the flat to a guy like Keyshawn Vaughn? Will he get out of the backfield? Not like a scat back, but you know what I'm saying? Kind of that halfback pass.
They'd love to. I mean, you think of Northwestern's offense, they always have that H-back.
Yeah.
Super back, he calls it, like Dan Vitale.
Right.
Jay Prosh was kind of that. He didn't catch the ball very much, but they want that kind of option.
Okay.
I don't know if they have it. I mean, Nate Eckerd might be your best guy there. He's a former walk-on. So they need to fill that position in the future.
I've got a lot of questions about the defense. We're running out of time. Unless you want to try
quick.
it. Let's do it. Okay. How about I asked you about the offense, what it'll look like. What about the defense? What's it going to look like?
I think you're going to see a defense that all they care about is taking the football away. They want to sack the quarterback. They want to get interceptions. They want to force fumbles. They will give up yards.
Okay.
They're going to have 2 safeties basically deep, I think, most likely, just to protect them from giving up monstrous plays.
Yes.
But I do think they're going to take chances because that is the way I think you win football games, is winning the turnover battle, and that's Lovie Smith's belief.
You bring Hardy Nickerson in as a 5th-year transfer. A guy had 100 and some tackles last year at Cal. You've got Trey Watson, my boy. You've got Julian Jones, hopefully back with everything. Is this linebacker core, will they be better than last year?
I think so.
Okay.
And Mason Monheim is 7th in the career tackles list.
Yeah.
TJ Neal was pretty good last year, but you got more athletic. You got a little longer, and I think Hardy Nickerson's an improvement in the middle. He's a first-team All-Big Ten guy, according to Phil Steele, right?
Okay.
Who knows his college football. Julian Jones going to make mistakes. He's a first-year, defensive guy. But I do think James Crawford, who had experience last year, he adds more athleticism, more speed to you. And what do we keep talking about last year? This defense needs speed. They need athleticism. I think they upgraded at linebacker.
Guys like Vangelo Bentley gone. Now you've got an inexperienced secondary. How scary is that?
I think it's a little scary, especially, Taylor Barton gives you a little bit of stability, solid player, honorable mention, all Big Ten, good against the run, pretty good against the pass. But, corner, I really like Jalen Dunlap.
Yeah, you do.
I like some of the talent they have. It's just really inexperienced, but with a defensive line like that, I think they can be effective. They just got to take the ball away.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for them is taking the ball away. So I'm not as concerned about the secondary as some people. More my concerns are on offense, but with that defensive line and that linebacker group, I think the secondary's just got to be solid.
I'm not going to ask you about the defensive line. I feel like we've talked a lot about that and will as we get closer to the season. How about special teams to wrap this up? Is this going to be a major concern?
I think it's a concern.
Okay.
The good thing is you got an experienced NFL coach coaching them.
Amen.
Last year, Alex Golesh took that over, and he didn't have a lot of experience doing that.
Right.
So you got an experienced guy doing it.
With Legashegi.
But you got a new kicker. David Reisner's going to probably be their guy. New punter. Ryan Frain's back again, but you got new return guys.
Yeah.
But they do coach the heck out of special teams. So we will see how big of an effect that has.
Bob Legashegi?
Ligashevsky.
Ligashevsky. I'm going to get that figured out. Coach. I promise. All right, Robert Rosenthal. He's the biggest Illinois football fan. He's going to join us next. We've got Tay's Take next hour as well. It's the Tay and J Show.
Game Day Spirit, the official fan store of the Fighting Illini, is celebrating this summer in style. Stop by our store at 519 East Green or 1422 South Neal in Champaign any Thursday this summer for buy one, get two free t-shirts. And check out our brand new inventory, including men's, women's, and youth clothing and novelties. Now's the time to shop all University of Illinois apparel and accessories and save big at Game Day Spirit Fan Store, the official fan store of your Fighting Illini. Can't make it in? Shop online anytime at GameDaySpirit.com. Go Illini.
Hey, Scott Johnson here at Champaign Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. August 25th is Champaign Chrysler's first annual Champaign County Law Enforcement Golf Outing. Range balls, prizes, raffles, lunch, and dinner provided. Golfing is a scramble format beginning at 1 o'clock. Registration beginning at 11:30. All proceeds are going to local law enforcement. For more information, call me, Scott, at 217-352-4273. That's 217-352-4273. It's the Champaign Chrysler's first annual Champaign County Law Enforcement Golf Outing. Thursday, August 25th with a 1 p.m. shotgun start. Call 217-352-4273.
Live from the Habib BPC Studios, this is WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
I'm Lisa Brady. The White House on the defense over a $400 million payment to Iran made around the same time detained Americans were freed, insisting it was not ransom.
No, it was not. It is against the policy of the United States to pay ransom for hostages.
White House spokesman Josh Earnest says it was part of the settlement for an old arms deal announced by the president himself in January. He says opponents of the Iran nuclear deal are playing politics with old information. But Donald Trump pouncing.
How does the president do that? How do you do that? We're going to send $400 million in cash. This is in cash. In currency.
At a Florida rally moments ago, also saying the American people are tired of incompetent politicians.
They're tired of seeing somebody like Hillary Clinton that shouldn't even be allowed to run for president, run this country into the ground. She'll be worse than Obama. Believe me, she'll be worse than Obama.
Clinton holds a Colorado rally at this hour. Her running mate Tim Kaine at a North Carolina rally describing the GOP convention as a tour through Trump's mind.
Which is a frightening and scary place to be.
Meantime, Trump's running mate did something today that Trump has so far refused to do. Fox Radio's Jared Halpern live in Washington.
A day after Donald Trump told the Washington Post he's not quite there yet on offering an endorsement to House Speaker Paul Ryan ahead of the congressman's GOP primary next week, Trump's VP pick, Indiana Governor Mike Pence, tells Fox News.
I'm strongly support Paul Ryan, strongly endorse his reelection. He's a longtime friend. He's a strong conservative leader. I believe we need Paul Ryan.
Pence, a former House colleague of Ryan, says in politics, relationships can take time. Pence is also rejecting reports Trump aides and supporters are planning an intervention in hopes of resetting the Trump campaign. Lisa.
Thanks, Jared. After 7 days of losses, the Dow up 36 points. Fair and balanced.
Sometimes what you want most from your car is nothing. No headaches, no surprises, no anxiety when it's late at night and you're on some distant freeway in a thunderstorm. Owning a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz can be that anxiety-free experience on every level. You know you're in one of the safest and most thoughtfully engineered vehicles on the road. And with an unlimited mileage warranty, you can drive as far as you want for up to 3 years, with roadside assistance included. Your sense of confidence and adventure are as unlimited as the warranty itself. Now you can drive the car of your dreams and realize that nothing is everything. And during the certified pre-owned sales event, now through August 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and 0.99% APR financing on select models available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties. APR offer available only to qualified customers. Call 1-800-FOR-Mercedes for details about costs and terms.
Quick correction, the Dow is up 41 points. An unwelcome first in the fight against ISIS in the nation's capital. A D.C. transit officer accused of trying to send money to the terror group. 36-year-old Nicholas Young becoming the first law enforcement officer charged in the U.S. in an ISIS-related case. Parole denied for a 76-year-old man, Thomas Blanton Jr., in an infamous Alabama church bombing.
He is the last surviving KKK member convicted of murder in the bombing of Birmingham's 16th Street Baptist Church in 1963. 4 African-American girls were killed in that bombing, and Blanton was given 4 life sentences in 2001. There was standing room only for the hearing, which included testimony from relatives of the girls who were killed, as well as the former U.S. attorney who prosecuted Blanton. Blanton is up for parole again in 5 years. 2 other former KKK members who were convicted in the murders died in prison.
Fox Radio's Tanya J. Powers. The first domestic cases of mosquito-borne Zika in Florida, prompting a fresh round of finger-pointing over the Zika funding bill that stalled in the U.S. Senate. Meantime, nearly 36 cases popping up in the U.S. military.
The Pentagon says 33 members of the U.S. military are now infected with Zika and that one of them is a pregnant female. While we know the service members were overseas when contracting the virus, the military won't say where they are now or what treatment they are receiving.
Fox Radio's Evan Brown in Miami, where the weather postponed the latest round of mosquito spraying earlier today in a South Florida neighborhood believed to be where all 15 locally transmitted cases happened. The first win of the Rio Olympics goes to Sweden, beating South Africa in women's soccer. The U.S. women's team plays New Zealand today on opening day, 2 days before the opening ceremony. Meantime, sports arbitrators upholding bans on Russian weightlifters and 17 Russian rowers in a doping scandal. In New York, I'm Lisa Brady on Fox News Radio.
Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Need an AC expert? Call Chief Bauer Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS, or you can visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 67. Tomorrow, hot and humid, high 90, low of 71. Friday, chance of thunderstorms, high 84, low of 65. It is hot and humid in Champaign. 88 feels like 104. It is the Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. This hour of the Tay and J Show brought to you by Central Illinois Honda Dealers with 7 locations in Central Illinois, including Honda, BMW, Champaign. Visit centralihondadealers.com for a wide selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Talked a lot of Illini football in the first hour as Lovie Smith was on SportsCenter this morning, something you don't see often with Illinois coaches. After his hire, he was on Mike and Mike in the morning, which it'd been a while since Illinois had a coach on there as well. But let's get to the Jupiter's Crossing phone line and preview training camp. We did a little bit of that last hour. Let's get a different perspective from Robert Rosenthal, IlliniBoard.com. We're on the eve of training camp. How you feeling, Robert?
I'm good. Did you say it's 104 heat index in Champaign right now?
Just in time for us, Robert. Just in time.
Just in time for a little sweat at training camp.
Yeah, you and me got a little ginger in us as well, so we're going to have to lotion up. Though this weekend it's supposed to be like 80s.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Good.
It'll just feel like 95 for us gingers. But, Robert, you had a coach on SportsCenter this morning. I think still people are still pinching themselves that they have a relevant coach, a coach who gives them some stability. How are you feeling on the eve of Lovie Smith, starting his training camp?
Yeah, I was able to watch it this morning, and that's, how long as an Illini fan have people been waiting for that moment of the coach everybody believes in front of the Red Grange statue on a sunny day in Champaign, that SportsCenter wants to know what's coming up at Illinois football camp. There's been irrelevance for so long, not just the losses, but just national irrelevance. So, stuff like that is pinch me kind of stuff for the fans because, no one expected that, especially given what the last year was like.
What is it kind of your emotions? Like, have they changed as we've gone along? Lovie Smith's hired. Everyone's like, oh, Illinois is going to win Big Ten championships. Has it changed at all as we've gone through this the last couple months?
Yeah, I think, for me personally, I had to come down off this high because when you land a coach like that, top 50 all-time in NFL wins kind of a guy with Chicago connections, you immediately start dreaming of the moon. Is this relevance? Is this, competing for the Big Ten West and playing Ohio State or Michigan in the championship game?
Right.
And then, the summer hits and recruiting hits, and it's like, okay, wait, this is going to be a long process. He's got to overhaul the entire roster. You look at the roster right now, and there are 3 starters that were Ron Zook recruits.
Right.
Robbie Bain and Joe Spencer, Taylor Barton, they were all like Ron Zook recruits. It takes a long, long time to completely overhaul a roster. So I probably went from the initial high of this is amazing, I really think it's going to happen now, to, okay, this is going to be a process, and it's probably 2021 or 2022 when you see the full result of this total overhaul.
Yeah, I agree with you. I came into the spring, Robert, thinking this is a 6-6 team. I think they have enough seniors, enough playmakers in the younger classes that they could do this. And then Dre Brown goes down, and then Mikey Dudek goes down, and I sit there, and I'm pretty optimistic about what this thing's going to eventually be. But I look at this team and I go, I like that defense. I think this defense will get turnovers. I think the defensive line will be solid middle of the pack. But then I look at the offense and I just go, can everything go right for that group without injuries through an entire Big Ten season? That's why I have them probably as a 5-win team. What are your expectations heading into the season?
I'm probably leaning a little higher than that. I do think it can be a bowl team, but just a few injuries could destroy it.
Yeah.
There's not too deep depth like there is at a Wisconsin or Michigan State or anything else, where one guy goes down, you've got a third-year player ready to step up. If they have a few more key injuries, it's plug one of Cubitt's freshmen and hope kind of thing, So it's really razor thin. Like the team as it is right now with the 15 senior starters, senior kicker, senior punter, everything is so experienced. The team is organized right now. I think could be a 6-7 win team.
Yeah,
I almost said 8 there, but
yeah, I agree with you, Robert. I just don't think it's going to be the same team by the end of the year.
Right, yeah. Right. You're always going to have injuries. I mean, I didn't want to say it, then we'll find some wood here. Okay, I'm not. So say Keyshawn Vaughn goes down with an injury, which happens to running backs. They get ankles rolled up on, and it happens. Then what? Reggie Corbin is your starting. He's never had a carry.
Kendrick Foster, who's going to transfer, and he didn't have any options.
He was ready to transfer in December, right? So you take one injury like that, and it's like, okay, it's just super thin. You have Lunt go down. What happens?
Right.
Lunt missed a lot of football in his year at Oklahoma State and his first year here. At 4 different times he sat out with injury. So, yes, he made it through all of last year without an injury, but will that happen again? And if he goes down, what do you do? Yeah. So, if they have a crazy healthy year, I think it was 3 years ago, Northwestern went the entire year and had 3 games missed by 3 players.
Wow.
The entire year. They just, some backups got hurt, but their starters all stayed healthy the entire year. If you could have something probably improbable, but something like that, this team could win a lot of games. There's so much experience. Mm-hmm. Lunt can get the ball to Malik Turner or Desmond Kane, and Vaughn can be good. The offensive line as designed can probably be pretty good, but a couple injuries and it's over.
He's Robert Rosenthal, IlliniBoard.com. Follow him on Twitter @Illini. What do you think this offense is going to look like? Because obviously Garrick has a different idea of what he eventually wants the offense to be, but how do you think he kind of adjusts, and what do you think the middle ground will be?
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of that first year at Michigan when Brady Hoke was there. Was like, okay, this is not the offense we're going to run, but we have Denard Robinson, so let's just try this for a while and then transition later. This is kind of the opposite, that they want to have that offense with that multiple skilled quarterback and that dual threat, but they don't have that guy yet. So it's a coordinator who wants his quarterback to run with, not an insult, but perhaps the most immobile quarterback in the NCAA. Mm-hmm. He just, what did he have, 13 rushing yards his entire career or whatever? So, he's got a pocket passer, and he's got a great one, and he's got a guy with a great arm who can throw darts, and so now he's just got to design this offense to be with that guy. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We kind of saw this offense in 2010, 2011. It's the same kind of Paul Petrino offense, Bobby Petrino offense.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime during 2010 and 2011, when something broke down, Nathan Shieldhouse made something happen with his feet. There was so much of that season that was, here's the play call, it broke down, it's okay, Shieldhouse still got 6 yards. Lunt's not going to get those 6 yards. It's either complete the pass or throw it away or get sacked. There's not that outlet. So what does this offense look like without, I don't know. Do you think we're going to see him scramble? I don't see it.
I think they should allow him to. If he thinks he can get a couple yards and get out of bounds, Bill Cubitt told him, don't run. Fall down when
Yes.
you get sacked, right? Don't let them get you
Yes.
to the ground. Fall down or get rid of the ball as quickly as possible. I wonder if they allow him to run a little bit. Obviously, you got to protect him. He's been brittle in the past, but with Westlawn, I guess I'm still like, I was always team Nana Egwu. Like I always thought he was a good player, just didn't have the right pieces around him. I feel like Westlawn, that's how I am. Like if he has the right, if he was the quarterback at Alabama, I think he'd be a second round, first round draft pick kind of thing. He's got that talent, but I just don't know if he's got that stuff around him here.
Yeah, and it always comes back to arm. So, it's funny. You'll be down on it, and you'll be thinking, man, it just didn't happen, and so many drops last weekend, and this and that. And you watch him throw 3 throws in practice, and you're like, there are maybe 10 quarterbacks in the country who can make that throw.
Yep.
Like to get rid of the ball like that off that foot on a dart across the field, he's just gifted like guys aren't.
I mean, 60
Who was the
drops
guy
last
at
year.
Rutgers a few years ago who was like the fans were like down and just never put it together, and then he put it together as a senior. His name's not coming to mind right now.
Yeah.
But I think it could maybe be something like that. Like, senior years are crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shieldhouse had a rough junior year, and then as a senior, probably the best year an Illinois quarterback has had the last 10 years.
Absolutely.
Riley O'Toole as a senior, those last 4 games, there was nothing, and then suddenly here he is leading the team to a bowl. There's always that thing where that quarterback has that. Gary Nova, is that the guy at Rutgers? Yeah, it was Nova at Rutgers that was kind of maligned by the fans for 3 years, and then as a senior had this great season. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, he's Robert Rosenthal, IlliniBoard.com. Follow him on Twitter at Illini. How strong do you think this defense can be? Because we better enjoy this defensive line while we can, because next year's depth chart, boy. But what do you think this defense can be?
Yeah, I think that's, we're talking about recruiting a little bit. Like, if you want to recruit a defensive end, you want to offer playing time, just show them the depth chart right now.
Yeah, they're doing that with Owen Carney, the kid out of
I'm
Florida.
sure they were.
Yeah.
Like, other schools will tell you can play right away. Here's our entire depth chart next year. You have to play right away because we only have 4 defensive linemen. So, it's quite the selling point. But yeah, I think this DL can be really, really good. Like, I was looking on some website yesterday that had him as the 10th best defensive line, and the guy from BTN put him as the 13th best defensive line in the Big Ten. I think this is a top 3 defensive line in the Big Ten. Maybe only second to Michigan. Wisconsin's got a good defensive line, but this line is really, really good and really, really talented and really, really deep. Like 4 seniors who all have tons of snaps. I think you and I chatted about this on Twitter once. I believe this time next year, 5 of these guys will be in NFL camps. I'm not saying they'll be drafted, but I think 5 of them are good enough that all 5 will have an NFL team taking a look at them, in camp to, even the transfer from Auburn president, his career kind of flamed out a little bit last year at Auburn, but he still has that size, that NFL size and NFL speed kind of thing. So, when you have 5 guys that are probably going to be in an NFL training camp next year, how many teams in the country could say that?
Yeah.
Maybe 10? Yeah. So I think there's a really, really good defensive line. I think adding Hardy Nickerson is huge. It's going to be this possibly the best linebacker in the Big Ten, or in the Pac-12, now moves to the Big Ten, and anchors the middle and knows this defense and knows the play calls because he called them for his dad when he ran this defense in high school. So, that front 7, you find a couple outside linebackers, I think they could be really, really, really good.
Yeah, I think the linebackers are improved. I mean, Nickerson, I think, is a big improvement in the middle. No matter what you thought of Monheim and Neal, I just think Nickerson's better. And then I think Crawford, and if it's Julian Jones, I think it'll be him. I think you just got more athletic and faster. And what do we talk about, Robert? They just needed more speed and athleticism on that defense. And I do think the secondary might have some more talent. What are you getting out of Caleb Day? I love Jalen Dunlap. I don't know why he didn't play more, but he's the number 1 corner now. And then you got guys like Cameron Watkins, Chris James. Who's going to step up? That's what's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's certainly the question mark. I think what you're going to get from Taylor Barton, the safety, and I think Dunlap is a guy you can just count on. In fact, I think of anybody on the defense, the player that should be most excited about switching to the Lovey defense is Dunlap, because he likes to feature that physical corner, and Dunlap can be that guy. I'm through the roof with my excitement for Jalen Dunlap. Like,
I don't know why he didn't play more. I don't know why he didn't. Him and James Crawford, I didn't know why they didn't play more last year.
Yeah, I mean, Banks liked the guys who were really well experienced, and he liked Spence and Bentley knowing exactly what they were going to do. So, I could see why he was the third guy behind those two. But yeah, I'm just kind of through the roof without that. But the other two spots, the other cornerback spot and the other safety spot, are just and outside linebacker. It's maybe Julian Jones, maybe Mike Spatina is healthy and he can make a run at it. Maybe somebody like Justice Williams comes out of nowhere. But you take those three positions, the other safety, the other corner, and strong side linebacker, and there you go from 8 positions on the defense that are absolute knowns, and you know what you're going to get. You feel good about it. And then 3 positions on the defense that you could convince me one of 5 guys would win the starting job because it's just wide open.
Who's one of the best parts of training camp, Robert, is we get our eyes on some of these freshmen and even maybe redshirt freshmen. Like last year, all of a sudden we get to camp and go, Jamal Milan's a guy. Like he's going to be a guy, and
he's got that Corey legit low center of gravity that makes him immovable.
But who do you think could be those freshmen that we just go, okay, that's going to be a guy? Like whose name do you think Illini fans are going to get to know by the end of this training camp?
I think Harding. You can probably tell me. Is it pronounced Delay? Delay? Yeah. How does he pronounce it?
Delay Harding.
Delay. Okay. I think Harding's going to be a guy. He's a Michigan commit for a year, and then that fell apart, and he ends up at Illinois. I'm kind of excited to see Eddie the Fish. I have to say, I only use his nickname Eddie the Fish because I called him that, and that's just stuck in my head. But Eddie Fish is this kid who first played football in the fall of 2015. He's just this raw, big basketball player that when he was a junior in high school, the coaches said, "Hey, kid, you're getting maybe too big for basketball. Try offensive tackle." And so he's this raw, kind of crazy kid, but he did get picked for that, Semper Fi All-Star game and everything. I want to see, I'd love to see. You remember Jeff Allen when he arrived was just this raw, big kid with giant hands, and suddenly it's like, wow, this kid, you train him and he's a beast. Mm-hmm. I want to see what somebody like Eddie Fish has. And then my guy in this class is Dominic Thiemann.
I love him.
I just think he's rated as a 2-star because he was the number 5 wide receiver on his high school team that had 4 4-stars on it. But he's still going to be great.
Yeah, Robert, he still led them in receiving yards last year.
Right.
And the staff loves him. I think Sam Mays, I think he's got a high ceiling, but I think he's got competition in that rotation with a guy like Thiemann.
Yeah, I just think he's going to be fantastic. So he's probably the one because with Dudek out and Gmo graduating, we're kind of slotting guys like Sam Mays in there, and we're kind of putting guys like maybe Deontay Taylor in the rotation. But a guy like Thiemann, or maybe it's pronounced Thiemann. This is always the great time of the year that they arrive. Yeah. You're like, sorry, how do you pronounce your name? Because I've been saying it wrong for 3.5 years. Yeah. So maybe a guy like that could join the rotation as a freshman.
Robert, you get a great fan perspective from Robert. He comes to training camp. I know you're going to be up here Friday. What can fans expect at IlliniBoard.com?
Yeah, I mean, this is my I go from I kind of take it easy on the summer on the website just because I have a life and a job and a wife and kids and everything else. So I take a 3-month break where I'm writing maybe every other day. But once training camp's up, I'm gonna get up there and for the days I'm there, I write. I'm either at practice or I'm sitting in the hotel room typing. So it's going to go from 500 words a day to 5,000 words a day. So it's going to be a little blitz.
I'm not sad. I'm kind of sad because I liked Camp Rantoul a little bit. Mm-hmm. How sad are you? Because that was your thing.
I'm pretty sad. I mean, I got into my routine, man. I'd go to Red Wheel and get a greasy omelet and, butcher boy for lunch. And I just had my Rantoul routine that I had down for the last 7-8 years. So, I guess I could still drive up there for lunch after practice or something. But But yeah, it's a little different. Like I'm a little bit sad about it, but given the exposure and given that they're going to go 2 weeks of camp that's open to fans and media, I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Robert Rosenthal, IlliniBoard.com. I'll see you on Friday, Robert.
All right, sounds good to see you, Jeremy.
All right, good stuff. Robert Rosenthal, read his stuff, IlliniBoard.com. If you want to weigh in, you can. Talk some Illini football. You can call us at 359-2255. That's 217-359-2255. Same number for the Chief Bauer text line. We got Tay's Take at 5:05, brought to you by DP Dough. If you have any random questions for Lon Tay, you can tweet me at JWarnerScout or text us at 359-2255. It's a Tay and J Show.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat. Here's Sarah Spain.
On Tuesday, the Dodgers made it official, sending outfielder Yasiel Puig to AAA Oklahoma. Puig had been told by the Dodgers on Monday not to travel with the team, as he would be either traded or demoted. When a suitable trade partner wasn't found, the 25-year-old had to pack his bags for the Midwest. The move aligned with the team's acquisition of right fielder Josh Reddick from the A's, but it was brewing for quite some time. Puig's numbers have been in a steady decline since his breakout rookie season in 2013, and his off-the-field issues are still a problem. There's a chance Puig could find focus and his swing down in the minors and make his way back to the Dodgers lineup when rosters expand in September. But it's more likely we've seen Puig's last at-bats as a Dodger, and what comes next is anyone's guess. Meanwhile, across the country, another big-name ball player is facing a demotion of his own. More on that after this.
Hey guys, a new semester's coming up, which means another chance to set your style right with JCPenney. Rush into our back-to-school sale and find guys Levi's 514 straight fit jeans for only $39.99. Or come in and get $10 off when you spend $25 or more with coupon on select items in-store or at jcp.com. Finding jeans that will survive the whole semester at a great price? That's getting your pennies worth. JCPenney. Valid 8/3 to 8/6. Levi's and some exclusions apply. Check jcp.com or your newspaper for coupon and details.
You know, Alex, sometimes it helps to have an expert opinion.
Like for sports analysis, you want to listen to a guy who actually played professional sports.
Or a respected sports journalist.
Sure, if we're talking $500 haircuts, I think you'd have a lot to say.
It was $400.
But if you're looking for a great set of tires...
Trust Goodyear. From fire trucks to race cars, Goodyear tires offer superior performance and handling.
And everything they learn making tires for expert drivers inspires what they roll into yours. Go to Goodyear.com to find the right tire and store for you.
Goodyear, more driven.
On Tuesday, Yankees manager Joe Girardi announced that Alex Rodriguez's already significantly cut playing time will be reduced even further. And separately, A-Rod himself gave media what sure felt like a farewell speech. The 41-year-old DH, who has started just one game since July 22nd, has one more year and $20 million left on his deal. The Yankees are calling up their highly touted catching prospect Gary Sanchez on Wednesday, so a spot on the roster will need to be cleared out. Sources tell ESPN's Wallace Matthews that spot won't be A-Rod's, at least not yet. Rodriguez is just 4 home runs shy of the 700 mark, a feat only 3 others have achieved. It seemed a foregone conclusion he'd reach that milestone this year. Now, between his slumping numbers and his limited playing time, it's looking like that milestone could elude him. With the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Sarah Spain.
With the summer's hottest days ahead, Chief Bauer Service Experts reminds you that if your AC system is more than 10 years old, it may be time for a replacement. Because if it fails, you'll get hot, and you might think about doing weird things to cool off, like building a fort inside the fridge. Instead, call Chief Bauer Service Experts and save up to $2,600 on a new Lennox home comfort system. Plus, make payments as low as $99 a month with approved credit. You'll save up to 50% on energy bills and have a written 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit chiefbauer.com.
Hi, it's Corey with Max Twin City Recycling. We pride ourselves on giving the area an outlet to recycle and get paid for their unwanted metals. We're taking our community focus a step further with our Recycling for a Cause program. Each month, Max Twin City will choose a different local charity to feature in an effort to raise money for those causes. Visit maxrecycling.com for a complete list of program details.
for the month of August is Detective Patrick Funkhauser with the Champaign Police.
Thank you.
You must be really good at Texas Hold'em. I mean, don't you read people probably pretty well as far as this isn't right, this isn't. So you can tell perceptually, you've got a feeling there when somebody isn't being truthful. You watch the eyes. You seem to have a good thing when you look at people.
Yeah, it can be very useful, but
he's a detective. He's going to know. The guy asks the questions.
I say that all the time. I'll tell either, especially my son. Son, what do I do for a living? Why are you trying to get this over on me? Really? What do I do?
That's so funny because you don't think about going home and living with the guy, and you know that you're just not going to buffalo. You're not
can't turn it off. I can't.
Right.
As much as I would like to.
Well,
I can't turn it off.
But what a gift. What a gift. Law Enforcement Official of the Month brought to you by Hickory River Smokehouse. There's nothing better at 1706 North Cunningham in Urbana.
Hello, this is Shane Coulter of Country Arbors Nursery. Did you lose a tree over the winter? Do you live in a new home and the sun is beating down on your yard or house? Or maybe you've just been putting off year after year, coming up with an excuse why you haven't planted a tree. In any case, now is the time to let Country Arbors plant a tree for you. For a short time, Country Arbors is discounting the planting charge of all our trees. Why would you want to go through the work of hauling and planting a 10-foot tall, beautiful tree when Country Arbors will do all the work for just $100 and will guarantee our work for up to 5 years? So schedule your tree planting today. You can visit countryarbors.com for more information and directions.
When you're heading home, Tay and J are on your way talking sports. Weekday afternoons 3 to 6 here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
It's time for the update. Bases loaded, bottom ninth, score 4-2, no outs. Dexter Fowler at the plate. This Cub game is getting pretty intense.
I thought he hit a grand slam, but it was he flew out to right. He flew out to right.
We're behind in here.
Oh, so. Okay. Yeah. Well, interns, you get all the worst.
And
spoiler alert.
And there's the fly ball. Sac fly, 4-3. Now 1 out. Men at first and second. Okay, we'll get into the Cardinals. Last time out, Michael Walker defeated Jose Fernandez on the road. Only the second time anyone has done that over Fernandez's career. More importantly, he didn't walk at anybody. That's right, for the first time all season. He didn't issue a single free pass and look to continue that trend tonight. Matchup is Michael Walker versus Cody Reed. Reed's been kind of beaten around in his rookie season, especially by over 500 teams. He's given up 11 runs to the Cubs in just 8 innings. He gave up 5-5 against the Giants last time out. So good news for the Cardinals. Walker needs to look out for Joey Votto, the first baseman, batting .381 against the young Texan. The White Sox lost 2 things last night. The game and rookie Charlie Tilson. During the 5th inning of 11-5 Tigers rout, Tilson, who was acquired from the Cardinals for lefty reliever Zach Duke, sprinted towards the ball in the right center field gap and came up gimpy. It was just announced that he will miss the rest of the season and needs surgery to repair a torn hamstring. To brighten things up, it's Chris Sale Day today. The A's takes the hill against the Tigers' dominant young righty Michael Fulmer, who's 9-2 with a .250 ERA this year. Other news, former Atlanta and current minor leaguer for the Twins, Tyler Jay's headed to the DL with a shoulder issue. No word on the extent yet. Basketball back in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. It was eliminated after the 28 Beijing Games. And the biggest news of the day, Ryan Fitzpatrick has cut his wild mane of hair. 0-1 count now for the Cubs. Chris Bryant at the plate. Miami up 4-3 still. Men on second and third. We'll try and keep you updated. It won't be me. It'll be those guys. That's a 4:30 update.
It's a lot of pressure, man. Hey, whether your child is in diapers or in driver's ed, curb the rising cost of college with Busey. I'm 2 years away from paying for college, Jeremy. How about a private
Thankfully,
school?
I'm 18.
Right, exactly. Well, start saving,
unless
please.
He's like some super baby.
Well, right, you never know.
Or a dum-dum.
Torin, you're not going to college, all right? Private school, how about $48,000 a year? Public universities for residents of the state, about $24,000. Yeah, the sooner you save, the better. Even modest savings add up over time, and Busey can help you with college savings plans that match your priorities. Invest in your child's future today with Busey. For a savings strategy for your family, visit Busey.com or stop by one of their many convenient locations.
The Olympics start, next week?
That's Friday, I thought.
Yeah, the opening ceremonies. And
I've never been an opening ceremony guy.
Neither have I.
I'm just not.
I remember watching when I was like 9 years old, when it was the Atlanta Games.
Oh, yeah,
because it was in the U.S.,
Yep.
and I'm glad I watched it because of Muhammad Ali with the torch. But there will be 7 Illini in Rio.
Really?
Yes. Andrew Riley, Jamaican hurdler, former national champion here at Illinois. Thomas Peters, golfer for Belgium.
That's right.
Rajiv Ram, tennis, doubles for the U.S.
Okay.
Padria Seymour, she's a hurdler out of the Bahamas. Ashley Kelly, 200 meters for the British Virgin Islands. And Nikita Holder, 100-meter hurdles for Team Canada.
Well, I had no idea
So
that
7
Illinois.
Illini.
That is impressive. That is very impressive to get all those athletes over to Rio.
Win with Champaign Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. The baseball tickets keep coming at Champaign Chrysler on Moreland Boulevard. If you haven't stopped in, stop into Champaign Chrysler today and register to win tickets to see the Cardinals take on the Mets on August 24th. Stop by and celebrate Champaign Chrysler's 3-year anniversary and register to win baseball tickets with Champaign Chrysler and ESPN 93.5.
It is the Tay and J Show. Lonte, Jeremy Warner. I had to step out, so I apologize. I missed Robert Rosenthal. I'm sure it was a great interview. Before we get to that,
everything's good?
Everything's good.
Okay,
Yeah, the
good.
other job took over for a minute, and I apologize. I don't think that's ever happened here.
No, but hey, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. So we were able to get that done. I'm laughing that we're like the model of health today at our radio station. We have grapes, I think, right? Or those cherries. We have cherries. You just ate cantaloupe.
Yeah, there's cantaloupe there. There's kiwi out there.
There's kiwi out there?
Dude, kiwi. Awesome.
I've never had kiwi.
You've
I'm
never
going to
had a
take
kiwi?
I'm going to take one and I'm going to try it.
Can we have an on-air taste test?
That's fine. We'll do. I promise you. I'll do it I promise you.
I even now eat. I eat
Do you
the
really?
fuzziness, like the fuzzy skin. It's really good for you.
Do you clean that? Or are you supposed to? It doesn't matter, I guess.
Whatever.
You're still here.
Probably put worse things.
right. You're still
in
alive.
My body. But no, I even eat the skin a little bit, and it's got a little crunch to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do that your first time through.
No, I don't.
But the actual kiwi fruit,
Okay.
delicious.
I'm going to try this. We'll have the interns maybe cut one open and get me. We'll try this. There's also sweet corn here again, which I love sweet corn. Today, they're everywhere out there. There's kids selling sweet corn. How cool is that?
How do you cook your sweet corn?
Oh, I always boil mine for 10 minutes.
Okay, boil.
I boil it.
I've become a big fan of grilling.
Yeah, and now I'll do that. But sometimes if I'm not grilling otherwise, then I'll just boil it exactly 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then we go through this every year. If you don't know this already, all you do is take a piece of bread, put butter on it, put the corn on the bread, and then roll it around in the bread. That's how you butter your bread. Because I used to be one of those guys that would get corn or get butter on a knife, and I would try it, and it would just fall off. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do this.
I went to the spray butter.
Oh,
it's kind of a lazy man, healthier way of doing it.
I don't think I've ever owned spray butter.
But I salt the heck out of it.
Oh, yes. Yes. But no grilling. Now, when you grill it, do you just put it in tin foil or aluminum foil?
Put it in tin foil. I put some butter on there. You salt and pepper it a little bit. The pepper is the key.
Yeah.
You just put a little dash of pepper on that. And just the flavor pops a little bit.
The older I get, I'm a pepper guy. Like mac and cheese. I love pepper.
What is it about dads?
What'd we do?
No, it's just like every meal, like my dad and my father-in-law, there's got to be salt and a pepper shaker right next to him.
Right next to him.
And they salt and pepper the hell out of anything they have. Anything they have has to have salt and pepper.
Yes.
Like loads of salt and pepper. Like
without even trying it.
A week's worth of salt and pepper on each individual item.
I don't think that's healthy either.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
But like, what is it about dads?
I know. Now, believe it or not, Mom, Jan Tay, is the salter in our family.
Oh, well, salt's delicious.
People laugh because, like, I have people that'll say, I went to eat with your mom the other day. She didn't even try the food and she salted it. I'm like, yeah, we like our salt. When we were growing up at Patterson Springs out of the old Camargo, we had little salt and pepper shakers, the real small ones. Mom got to the point where she put 2 in front of each one of us. So we had 8 salt and pepper shakers on the table, so we didn't have to fight over it. You had your own salt and pepper. That's terrible. Yeah. I honestly don't use it that much. I use pepper more than salt.
Really?
I think.
No, it's salt.
I know it is. Salt's good.
Salt
but
anything.
On corn, I'm definitely salting.
We have an update for something we talked about a lot last year, a cause we have fought for here on the Tay and J Show.
And we both have them on today.
There's been a recent backlash against cargo shorts. And not just on late-night talk shows.
I don't get the hate.
The Wall Street Journal reported that the shorts are ridiculed by the partners of people who wear them, and they've even been banned at golf clubs.
What?
Over the past year, sales are down for the first time in a decade for cargo shorts.
And we wonder why our world's going to hell.
What started out as a staple of military clothing became a trend that saw its peak in the late 1990s and early 2020s. In recent years, slimmer shorts, you college kids... have replaced cargo shorts in fashionable circles.
Where do you keep your phone?
I don't know.
They're showing us right now.
Like these kids with their colored shorts
in their front
and patterns.
Right.
Like no pockets in the back.
No.
Like what is with the war on pockets?
Do you carry a wallet?
There's so much utility to it.
I know.
Like, and I hate carrying my wallet in the back.
It's unbelievable.
So I put it in the front. There's nothing like that. And for me, like when training camp starts tomorrow, cargo shorts are the best thing.
Well, you'll have a microphone. You'll have a pen.
Yes.
You'll have a
pad of paper.
I mean,
I'll have a
your
recorder.
phone. Yeah, right.
My phone, rosters.
Exactly.
Right.
You have to have cargo shorts.
But what's the deal? Like, what's the war on cargo shorts?
I don't know.
The war on pockets. I don't get it.
We had people one day, actually, because I think I had mentioned that I bought 2 pair, and one of those I'm wearing today. And we had people texting into our Chief Bauer text line. In defense of cargo shorts, even girls. I think there was one girl that said she thinks they're hot.
I think that's led the assault.
I think so.
Has been women.
Is the females?
Yes.
The females.
Women are leading a war on cargo shorts, and I do not like it.
I think what you have to do, and this is my advice to any young person out there, the best thing you can do in life is not give one rat's what other people think of you. If you go through life like that, you're going to enjoy your life.
So
wear cargo shorts proudly.
What I say to everyone out there, if you have Twitter, if you have Facebook, if you just want to text us on the Chief Bauer text line, text us your cargo shorts or tweet out #Team Cargo Shorts.
I love it.
And @Tay and J Show.
Let's do it.
And we will start a movement.
Okay.
And we will create that, hey, it is still cool. Cargo shorts are still cool.
And you and I will take a picture today of our cargo shorts and tweet it out.
Yes.
That's exactly what we're going to do. I love this. I love this movement.
If you want to weigh in, 359-2255, 217-359-2255. Cubs win on a walk-off.
The Marlins.
Wild pitch.
The Marlins could, I guess they did get the one out.
Yeah.
But the Cubbies were down 4-2. They were down 4-1 in the 8th. Scored a run to make it 4-2, and then they just came back and scored 3 in the 9th to win it 5-4. Doesn't it feel like a special season? These are the things that would always happen to the Cardinals. These kind of games would happen to the Cardinals in those years that were just special years. I'm telling you, Cubs fans, it's a special year for you. I'm feeling it.
It's got the potential.
It really does.
And when you just added maybe the best reliever in the game to fill your biggest hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huge.
I mean, you got a great chance.
That's
there.
unbelievable.
Great
so
chance.
the Cubbies won at 5-4. They take down Miami. We're going to do Tay's Take at 5:05. We're off early today, so we'll do Tay's Take.
If you want to put a question in for Lon Tay, you can tweet me @JWarnerScout, or you can text us at 359-2255. That's 217-359-2255.
All right, more sports. I promise we'll talk sports when we return. It's the Tay and J Show.
Team Cargo Shorts.
From the day-to-day operations of your farm to planning for the future, Busey's team understands the unique challenges you face. With farm management, brokerage, and financing solutions tailored to your needs, we can help ensure your hard work pays off now and into the future. Visit Busey.com or stop by one of our many convenient locations for solutions to your banking and wealth management needs. Busey, your dream, our promise. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You buy Community Credit Union for campus and community.
The Illini Visa Rewards Card is your community credit card.
It's my ticket for travel. My name is Mindy, and I gain points from my Illini Visa credit card. And I use the points for trips to see my grandkids in Colorado.
It's my ticket for gift cards. My name is Mark. I gain points from my Illini Visa credit card, and I use the points to buy gift cards as incentives for my employees when they achieve goals at the office.
The community has spoken, and they use the Illini Visa Rewards Card. The Illini Visa Rewards Card can be your ticket for travel, gift cards, and more. When you use your Illini Visa Rewards Card for purchases, you rack up points. Use your points to travel. Use your points for gift cards. Don't have an Illini Visa yet? Apply today at IlliniCard.org. That's IlliniCard.org.
Live, work, or study in Champaign County? Bank with the U of I Community Credit Union.
Community Credit Union for campus and community.
Why miss a word when you don't have to? The team at Audubell Hearing Aid Centers is offering a free hearing evaluation with your appointment. That's a $150 value, plus a free ear canal examination with our state-of-the-art video camera. Hurry, though, because these offers are available for a very limited time. Audubell Hearing Aid Centers in Champaign, Danville, Gibson City, Monticello, Tuscola, and Arthur, and online at GetHearingHelp.com. That's GetHearingHelp.com. Audubell. You should hear what you've you've been missing.
Experience what makes Eastland Suites the best.
Like unique accommodations for guests who need extended stays, full kitchens, patio and balcony access, and grills in the courtyard for cookouts.
Extended stay guests also love the free Wi-Fi, fitness center, and complimentary hot buffet breakfast.
And Tanya, don't forget about the full-service lobby bar, large swimming pool, and the free shuttle, and the...
Experience the best. Experience Eastland Suites. Book online at eastlandsuitesurbana.com.
The Snyder Company.
No matter what age, braces can give you that beautiful smile you've been hoping for. If you have crooked teeth or a misaligned bite, West Main Dental in downtown Urbana has a variety of treatments that can help straighten your teeth, including braces, Invisalign, and retainers. And right now, West Main Dental is offering $500 off orthodontic services. That's right, $500 off. Call today for a free consultation to get that beautiful smile you deserve. Mention this ad to find out how you can save $500. Some restrictions apply. See office for details. The staff at West Main Dental is well trained, and they're dedicated in making your orthodontic treatment a memorable and enjoyable experience. Let West Main Dental give you the smile that you deserve. West Main Dental in downtown Urbana, 607-1292, and online at westmaindental.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-519-7796. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-519-7796.
Hey, Cardinal fans, wrap up your summer with the kids before school is back and make a trip to St. Louis. Friday, August 5th, 6th, and 7th. That weekend, the Cardinals take on the Atlanta Braves, and it's loaded with great giveaways. Friday, August 5th, it's the Adult Cardinals Fedora, presented by the Shane Company. 30,000 fans ages 16 and older take home a unique Cardinals Fedora. Saturday, August 6th, it's the Vintage Cardinal Bobblehead, presented by AT&T. This exclusive bobblehead will feature a throwback Cardinal bird unlike any other bobblehead distributed in Busch Stadium 3. Sunday, August 7th, it's the Kids Replica Matt Carpenter batting practice jersey, presented by Powerade and Shop and Save. 12,000 kids ages 15 and younger will look like a pro with this Kids Replica Matt Carpenter batting practice jersey. That's Friday, August 5th, August 6th, and August 7th. The Adult Cardinals Fedora, the Vintage Cardinal Bobblehead, and the Kids Replica Matt Carpenter batting practice jersey. Tickets available at cardinals.com/promotions.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
Eat, shop, play, explore. Rediscover Campus Town every Thursday from May 19th to August 11th during 13 Thursdays. You can find great deals on clothing, accessories, and food each Thursday at participating campus businesses. Win big this summer when you shop and eat your way through Campus Town. Pick up a game card at participating businesses. Shop and eat at each one by August 11th. Turn in your card and we'll enter you to win great prizes. Visit ChampaignCenter.com for more information. 13 Thursdays. Presented by the Champaign Center Partnership and the Urbana Business Association.
Only one event unites the world. The 2016 Rio Olympic Games.
Another strong finish by Phelps. Usain Bolt still the king of 100.
And it all begins with the beauty, drama, and excitement of the opening ceremony.
Moments and images unlike anything else in sports.
Don't miss the Rio Olympics opening ceremony. Friday, 7:30, 6:30 Central on NBC.
Hi, it's Stevie J. Start your day with me along with Diane Ducey, weekday mornings 7 to 9, here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
This segment of the Tay and J Show brought to you by the Brian Hansen State Farm Agency. I know insurance isn't the most exciting thing to buy.
Watch it.
But we need it. And when an accident happens, it'll be taken care of when you work with the Brian Hansen State Farm Agency in Urbana. From auto, boat, motorcycle, and home insurance to business insurance and life insurance, they keep you covered. Call the Brian Hansen State Farm Agency at 344-1900. That's 344-1900.
All right, it's the Tay and J Show. Lon Tay, Jeremy Warner. My eyes now hurt because I had to watch the Cubs come back from 2 down and win a game in the 9th inning. How? Where's Harry? Wouldn't it be great if Harry could be witnessing this?
You know what they're starting to do that they need to do more of? Because I think they're running out of celebrities to put out and sing the 7th inning stretch. Yesterday, or it was the day before, they did Ernie Banks singing it a couple years ago, just replaying that.
Those are cool.
Or they have Harry do it. Like, they have video of Harry doing it. And I think that's almost even better.
I love that.
You know, if you get a big-time person like, say the President of the United States shows up, or someone like that, or a big-time celebrity. Or
Lucas Johnson.
Yes. Or Lovie Smith.
Smith.
Somebody like that. Yes, go ahead and do it live. I think that's fun to do. But I do like putting in some of the greatest hits. Like, if you did Ditka.
Right.
When he did it. That was iconic when he did it. Right? Like, it was so bad. Like, replay those. I think
agree with
great.
you. Ernie Banks, I think I read something today. Didn't he play the most games in baseball without going to the postseason? I think that's a fact.
Call?
No. Played.
Harry Carey?
No, Ernie Banks.
Oh, Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks played the most games of anyone in the history of baseball without actually having playing in a postseason game. That's too bad. That's too bad for a guy like Ernie Banks, who was an unbelievable player for the Cubs.
Yeah. If you want to weigh in, 359-2255, that's 217-359-2255. We could use a couple more questions for Tay's Take. We're off a little early today, so we're going to do it at 5:05.
Nice.
We're off early for Cardinals at Reds, Michael Wacha against Cody Reed.
Charlie Tilson has to have surgery on his hamstring. If you weren't listening yesterday, or you just don't pay attention to sports at all, Charlie Tilson was a recruit for Illinois, but he was signed in the second round of the MLB draft by the Cardinals. So he signed with the Cardinals. He spent, 2 or 3 years, 4 maybe, with the Cardinals, had worked his way up to Memphis in AAA. Then he gets traded for Zach Duke. He ends up in Chicago. Immediately the White Sox bring him up. Immediately he plays in a game. Immediately he has a base hit to right field. He goes 1 for 2 and then tears a hamstring. So he's out for the year. He's got to have surgery. I hate that for that kid.
Stinks.
I just hate it for that kid.
It's the 4th guy to be called up by the White Sox this year and get hurt in his major league debut.
You know,
it's a ridiculously bad game.
I'm going to ask you something you don't know, so I'm not throwing you under a bridge. I know that these guys are paid a certain salary, but if they come up to the big leagues, don't they get a bump in salary, I think? In other words, if a guy's making $300,000, let's say, and then he comes in and he spends a year or a month, with the big league club, I think he gets a bump in his salary.
I'm not exactly sure, but yes, once you make the major league roster, you're prorated, I think, for how long you're on that major league roster. You get paid that much.
And so you think of a guy like Tilson that was there one day, and now he gets hurt. But I bet...
Now, Charlie's made some good money just being in the minors.
Absolutely. Right? But I wonder now if he's on the DL, officially he'd still be on the major league roster, I wonder. I'm saying stuff that you don't know, but that would be interesting to know if Tilson is going to continue, while being hurt, to get paid that major league. Because let's be honest, I'd love for work to pay me to be hurt. Yeah. Like if I called Stevie and said, I hurt my voice, I don't know how I would do that, but you still need to pay me for a month while I recover.
Disability, right?
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so the NFL training camp is underway for all teams, and let's go down this list a little bit. Who do you think is the favorite to win Super Bowl 51?
I know who the favorite is.
Who is it?
You're looking at him.
No.
It's not the Cardinals?
I'm going by Bovada in Vegas.
Who would be the favorite? Seattle.
No, Seattle is way down this list. Let's see.
Really?
I'm looking for Seattle. It's taken me a long time to find it. Seattle, they are 10-1. This goes horizontal first. And
Carolina, maybe?
Carolina is 5th at 12-1 odds.
Well, okay. I've given you 3 of the top 10. New England?
New England is first at 6-1 odds to win the Super Bowl. Because they're the Patriots.
Is it just Belichick?
They're going to win their division. They have Tom Brady, and he'll be rested this year. I mean, it's the Patriots.
Okay, no, and I get that. I mean, I'm not questioning the fact they're going to go win 15 games, which they probably will.
That's why, because unlike any other team, like most teams can have a down year.
Yeah,
the Patriots are going to win that division.
They will. They will.
That's what they do.
They totally will. All right, so you've got the Patriots 1,
Seattle 3, Carolina 5,
Arizona's 2.
Arizona is tied for fourth. Arizona's tied for fourth with Carolina and one other team at 12-1 odds.
Is it a AFC team that's second?
An NFC team.
Oh, it's an NFC team that's
kind of
Green
like
Bay.
Yes. I was going to say kind of like the Patriots. You just know they're probably going to make the playoffs.
I know it.
And that's the Packers, 8.5-1 odds. Tied for fourth, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
At 12-1. The Minnesota Vikings at 16-1.
Okay.
Broncos 18-1. Bengals 18-1. Cowboys 18-1. That's just because of the Cowboys.
Right.
Giants 25-1. The Raiders at 25-1.
Wow.
The Colts at 25-1.
The Colts are that bad. But I mean,
right.
I don't mean bad, but I mean they're that far down the list.
The Chiefs 28-1, Texans 33-1, Ravens 33-1, Jaguars 40-1, the Redskins 50-1, the Redskins, Jets, Falcons, Bears all 50-1, the Eagles, Bills, Rams, Dolphins, Chargers, Lions, Saints all 66-1, the Titans as well.
Okay.
The Buccaneers are 100-1.
Wow.
The 49ers 100-1, Browns 100-1.
I'm telling you though, draft Dougie Martin.
If I had to put my money on somebody, I'd be the Colts.
They're 25-1. Yeah. I agree with you because they're going to win that division. Well, with Houston,
the Texans are okay.
Houston should be better.
I'm sorry. I know he had a bad year last year. Andrew Luck's really good. I don't believe he'll just be terrible.
I don't either.
I don't think we're going to see that the rest of his career.
I don't think we realize how bad that offensive line was
and
last
how
year.
Good he was his first 3 years.
And I think it got into his head a little bit. I think he had happy feet last year. He made some throws last year that you would not expect Andrew Luck to make. And I think the happy feet, him getting hit as often as he did, that makes a difference, guys. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you are. If you're Aaron Rodgers and you're consistently getting drilled 8 times a game, getting sacked, that's going to have an effect on you mentally.
Now, I do think the Patriots should be the favorite, but I am shocked, Lon, that your team is tied for fourth on Bovada's list. Like the Cardinals are like the 6 or 7 favorites. I would put my money on them because I think they're the strongest team in the NFC.
Totally agree. And it comes down to the thing I hate worse, injuries, right? But they have depth. Now, the one area they don't have a lot of depth is quarterback. Who does? If your quarterback goes down, you're automatically done. And Carson Palmer is a guy that I agree hasn't proven it when it needs to be. He didn't last year. He had a horrible game against Carolina. He hasn't proven it. He got hurt in Week 15 last year when he hurt his finger, and I think that made an issue with the Arizona Cardinals. But if he's healthy, Larry Fitzgerald just keeps ticking along. The guy's unbelievable. You're going to hopefully get Tyrann Mathieu back, who just signed a big contract. You've got Patrick Peterson, who's arguably one of the, if not the best cornerback, one of the top 2 or 3 in the NFL. Then you add Chandler Jones from New England. The one thing Arizona couldn't do last year is rush the passer.
Yeah, and the Bears took Shea McClellan.
Shea McClellan.
Chandler Jones.
His name will go down in infamy in this show. I've heard it so many times. And
Phil Emery to a T.
But the Cardinals have added Chandler Jones to that lineup, and basically Bruce Arians said, here's what I want you to do, Chandler. You see that quarterback? Go get him. That's all I want you to do. Just go get him. And they did that last year experimental with Dwight Freeney, who was really good. Arizona's got a ton of depth.
They're like your St. Louis Cardinals.
Yep, that's exactly right.
They have depth.
Yep.
But unlike the Cardinals, I think they have some of the best players in the game on defense.
Totally
right?
agree.
David Johnson, their running back, should probably be a top 3 or 4 pick in your fantasy drafts this year because he's going to get the load. He was unbelievable at the end of last year. And it comes down to that quarterback position.
It does.
For them.
It comes down to Carson Palmer. And I'm one of those guys.
He's
you know
enough.
me.
He's good enough.
I agree. He's good enough. And I'm one of those guys. You know me. I'm an underdog kind of guy. Now, Carson Palmer, I've got no reason for him to think that he's an underdog. He's a good-looking dude. He's made buco money through the years. And he was Heisman winner. He's a number 1 pick, whatever. Everything that I would love to be, he's got. But it seems like he's always had that wrath of he cannot win a big game. Now, I don't know if the injuries, he's had 2 major injuries in his knees. We know that going through the years. But I would obviously I'd love to see it for the Cardinals to win it.
Right.
But I'd kind of like to see that for Carson Palmer to win. I think that'd be cool for him.
NFL season just around the corner. We talked a lot of football today, but coming up next, we got Tay's Take. Send in your questions now for Lante. He'll answer any of them. Tweet us at JWernerScout or text us on the Cheap Hour text line at 217-359-2255.
Stinking Cubs. It's the Tay and J Show.
This
Metler Fitness Tip is brought to you by the Metler Center, located at Windsor and Duncan in Champaign.
Learn delicious ways to cook healthy foods. Gradually cut down on fat, sugar, and salt in your usual recipes, and watch how your taste buds adapt to appreciate the natural taste of foods. Use citrus juices, herbs, spices, oils, and vinegars to add amazing new zest to your food, while you reduce your reliance on fat, sugar, and salt.
If you need quick advice on a fitness topic, go to metlercenter.com and click on Ask an Expert. Your local independent Pekin insurance agent is part of your hometown. They're your friends and neighbors. They know you and your community. So when it comes to the right insurance coverage at the right price, you'll want to talk with the folks you can trust. Ask your local Pekin insurance agent about the affordable insurance coverage for your car, your home, your business, and your family. They'll help you protect what matters most. And you can always count on beyond the expected service and coverage from Pekin Insurance. To find an agent near you, visit www.pekininsurance.com.
Have you noticed a change in the air? The days are getting longer and soon we'll be in full club car season. But don't just drive a club car. Check out all the custom accessories at Battery Specialist Plus Golf Cars in Champaign. Everything you need to make a club car statement or build the club car of your dreams just the way you want it. The journey starts at bspgc.com. Battery Specialist Plus Golf Cars, 133 Kenyon Road just off I-74. Get on the road with a custom club car. bspgc.com.
Check out the new Honda BMW of Champaign, formerly Twin City Honda BMW, and still located in Savoy. These guys are crazy for used vehicles. Truckloads of pre-owned vehicles, 25 to 50% off the price of a similar new model. And not just Hondas and BMWs, cars, pickup trucks, and SUVs of all makes. Financing options on used cars as low as 1.9%. Just drive by Honda BMW of Champaign and you'll see from the street that this is a new dealership. Honda BMW of Champaign, online at drivechampaign.com.
It seems like in every home, there's at least one room that's either too hot or too cold. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Mitsubishi Electric has your comfort solution. Mitsubishi Electric cooling and heating systems are up to 40% more efficient with no ductwork and whisper quiet. Individual room control, giving you the freedom to find your perfect comfort level and save money too. Make your whole home comfortable again. See Lance Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing for your comfort solution and live better.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Lands is your local Mitsubishi Electric Diamond dealer. Our technicians are experts at solving your comfort needs, one room or your whole house. Let us show you how a Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Cooling System can save you money now. Your comfort is our priority. Call Lands today at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or find us online at landsinc.com. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Live from the Habib BPC studios, this is WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Candidates still aren't very popular among some in their own parties. To that end, Clinton's 12% support among Republicans more than doubles Trump's 5% backing by Democrats. Clinton still leads with women while Trump still has the advantage with men, but Republicans continue to be split on Trump as their nominee. 50% support him, topping the ticket, while 49% would rather see someone else there, Kathleen.
Thanks, Gernal. Donald Trump reacting to the Obama administration's $400 million cash transfer to Iran around the same time American soldiers were released.
We've been humiliated as a country when they took our sailors. They forced them to their knees, and the only reason we got them back is because we hadn't paid the money yet.
Administration officials say the money was repayment of an old debt that was tied up in the international court and had nothing to do with the freeing of the sailors. Democrat Hillary Clinton taking a shot at Donald Trump's business record.
What kind of man does business by hurting other people?
Clinton telling a rally in Colorado she's working hard to keep Trump out of the White House, also pointing out that most of his Trump brand products are made overseas. Modest gains on Wall Street, the Dow climbing 41 points, S&P adding 7, NASDAQ up 22 points. You're listening to Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SC was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own.
Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury and safety Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event, now through August 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and 0.99% APR financing on select models, available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties. APR offer available only to qualified customers. Call 1-800-FOR-MERCEDES for details about costs and terms.
Of law enforcement is linked to terrorism.
Hours after his arrest, D.C. Metro Transit Authority police officer Nicholas Young briefly appeared in federal court. Cuffed and wearing a prison-issue white T-shirt, he spoke only to request a public defender. The 36-year-old law enforcement veteran has been on the FBI's radar for 6 years due to connections with homegrown terror suspects and travel to Libya. FBI agents arrested him today. Prosecutors say an undercover operation caught Young trying to send about $250 to ISIS online. He is the first U.S. law enforcement officer charged with an ISIS-related crime. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The nation's election systems may be designated as critical infrastructure by the Obama administration. Now, that would provide extra protections to guard against cybersecurity risks. Earl is now a hurricane with an eye on Belize.
It moves over some very mountainous terrain once it gets inland into Belize and then across Guatemala and Mexico. And that means some areas are probably going to see maybe up to about 16 inches of rain. It's going to cause a lot of flooding. We do have hurricane warnings in effect, all the coastal areas of Belize and then islands down in towards Honduras as well. This is making landfall overnight tonight in the dark. Right around Belize City, it certainly looks like, and maybe at around the midnight, 1 o'clock time frame or so, you see the center of this storm moving on shore. We'll see a lot of rain up across parts of Mexico, but I think the bulk of this is going to be Belize into Guatemala and then interior sections of Mexico over the next couple of days.
Fox meteorologist Rick Reichmuth. Authorities are considering penalties for whoever's responsible for setting an illegal campfire that burst into a massive wildfire near scenic Big Sur in California. Officials asking the public to help find the culprit. That fire has charred more than 71 square miles. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News Radio.
Okay, I got a Warner's take question.
Yeah.
If I told you could have John Lackey's career, baseball career, 2 World Series titles, a lot of money, but you have to be as ugly as him, would you do it?
Yes.
You would?
Because
you're right.
Getting women would not be an issue.
Exactly.
Here's your Chief Bauer weather.
Sorry, John Lackey.
Brought to you by Cheap Power. Trust the AC experts at Cheap Power Service Experts to help keep you cool all summer long. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit cheappower.com. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 67. Hot and humid for the first day of Illinois football practice tomorrow. Nice. High 90, low 71. Just in time for my ginger skin to get out there. Friday, chance of thunderstorms, high 84, a low of 65. Right now, hot in Champaign-Urbana, 88 degrees, feels like 92.
All right, before we get to Taste Take, I am staring at some green,
mushy.
It looks like a gremlin, like it looks like slush from the old Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Or was it slush? What'd they call that?
Slime.
Slime.
Nickelodeon slime. Fade out the music first. I want to hear you. No, you got to get a bigger chunk than that.
That's a pretty big chunk.
No. You go get a bigger chunk than that. Lon is trying kiwi.
Do I have to eat the seeds? There's like these little black seeds.
Yeah, you can eat them. That you won't taste anything. Okay. Lon will try kiwi for the first time.
All right. It smells good.
It's delicious.
Is it really good? I've never had. Where is kiwi made?
I'll eat it with you right now.
I mean, I know it's not made, but where do
I haven't ate the skin there.
Yeah, you eat the skin. Okay, here we go.
These aren't the greatest kiwis.
No, that's not bad though.
It's good.
I mean, I would tell you immediately if I don't like it.
These look a little ripe, but when you get them like a little colder, it's good.
Okay.
The seeds actually make it better, I think.
That's probably healthy for you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. That wasn't bad.
Good.
All right, I'm going to take a drink though.
Okay, that's fine. That was a successful. That's why you should watch YouTube, by the way. Or stream Tay and J Show.
Eating a kiwi. They don't look very.
No, they don't look like the most appetizing thing.
No, not at all.
But yes, I don't think this is the greatest representation of kiwis.
Okay.
I think someone left them here for a reason.
Well, there's the note on the top says, please eat this fruit before it goes bad. So that's probably...
Yes, but next time, go to the store.
Okay.
Go get a kiwi or two. Go get a kiwi or two.
And then put it in the fridge.
Yeah, put it in the fridge for a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, those should be fine.
No, I will.
Just if they're a little less ripe.
I didn't mind that.
Good.
And you know me, like I've tried things before.
That's not a great kiwi.
Okay. No, I did not mind that.
Yeah, that was like a grade. Like if I was given a 1 to 10 on the kiwis, that's like a 4 kiwi.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
And see, what's funny is I couldn't taste the seeds, but I could feel them crunching, and that kind of freaks me out a little bit. That's why I don't like
give
salad.
A nice taste.
I don't. I just can't like salad though. I don't know.
All right, it is time for Taste Take.
Oh, I love this music.
What you feeling, huh? What's on your mind, huh?
I think I have too much information stored in my brain. It's an interesting theory.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
It is Taste Take, brought to you by DP Dough, the original Calzone company in Champaign-Urbana. Go to dpdough.com and you can order late night, dinner, lunch, anytime. Go to dpdough.com and order online. Lon, you ready?
I'm ready.
Josh, if it meant the Blues win the Stanley Cup, would you watch every game of the season with Niger Morgan?
Where did that come from? Yes, I would. Absolutely. I think Niger Morgan would be actually pretty cool to watch a game with. I just don't want him to be on the other team. Like, I think he could be a buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be like, Niger, you want... I mean, I'm going to go buy beer.
I was going to say kind of like A.J. Pierzynski. I don't think I'd want to do anything with A.J. Pierzynski.
Yeah, that's probably true. Niger Morgan looks like he'd be kind of a cool dude, though.
Okay.
He would get under my skin, though. Is he going to sit there, though, like if the Blues fall behind one game, is he going to sit there and be like, hey, you're losing?
Yeah, of course.
He's going to do that, I guess. So, but if I knew they were going to win the Cup, I'd be like, whatever, dude. Whatever. Yeah, I would do that.
That would take away from it a little
That's
bit.
a great question.
You asked for questions about Florida.
Right.
One Michael Carpenter tweeted in, what policy decisions can Trump or Clinton outline to win the Sunshine State? What issue would matter to you most, Lon?
The biggest issue for me would be to keep happy hour in Florida, because that is, let's be honest, if you go to Florida, I know happy hour's
all
back.
Issues in Florida.
Right. No, I'm going, if one of them decided they wanted to end happy hour, I'm voting for the other. I don't care which. So that's my issue.
Maxwell Tinsman.
Maxwell.
That sounds like a made up name, Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
Random question. If you had to choose to do an interview between Pop or Belichick, who would it be?
Wow.
And why?
So Greg Popovich.
Or Bill Belichick.
I think it's going to be Bill Belichick, because he at least, even though it's going to be as boring as sin, he's at least going to talk for a while.
Yeah.
Pop just says like 4 different words. He says 4 words and he's done. So I'd have to sit there and just think of questions nonstop. At least with Belichick, he'd be a smart aleck, but he would answer it in a longer form.
This is from Jeremy. That's me.
You.
On this day in 1987, Def Leppard released their Hysteria album. Yeah. 7 hit singles, over 20 million albums sold worldwide.
Yeah.
What is your favorite song off Hysteria? If you could only listen to one Hysteria song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'm sorry, I've got to do it. It's Pour Some Sugar
Live
on Me.
inside, walk this way, you and me, babe. Hey, hey.
Oh, that's the one. Pour Some Sugar on Me. It's not even close.
If Tiff and I ever go out and have a night with you sometime, have that song play.
That would be awesome. Yeah. Yes, I would totally do that. She would
likes
be
that song.
Nathan. Does she really?
Yeah, she really likes that song.
Nathan asked, he asked, what would be, and I'm going to ask you, if you could pick one song to listen to the rest of your life? I mean, that is a hard question. I love Hotel California. I love that song, but I don't think that would be the one, because, it's not especially upbeat. I like country music.
See, most of my songs are not going to be upbeat.
Well, right.
They're going to be hard rock. Like Adam's song by Blink-182 is one of my favorite songs ever. That's a really depressing song.
Right.
But that one's up there.
That's tough. How about, I was thinking Garth Brooks, like back in the day, Garth Brooks, if there's a song, what's the one?
Friends in Low Places.
Yeah, that one maybe.
Yeah.
That always closed Styx.
You wouldn't go with the Def Leppard song?
I don't know. This is hard for me. I don't know.
Picking one song. I could make up an album that I like.
Pick one song.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
too difficult.
really, really hard. So I don't know.
That's Taste Take, brought to you by DP Dough. Order online at dpdough.com.
Okay.
If you miss any of the show, get our podcast, espncu.com, or you can find us on iTunes. That's all powered by GTPS Insurance. A lot of Illini football talk today. They start training camp tomorrow. Robert Rosenthal, IlliniBoard.com, joined us.
Was he really on with us?
Yes, he was.
Because I wasn't in the room.
But he was on.
He was. Okay, I am going to go back. I'm actually ticked off that I wasn't part of that because I wanted to hear what he had to say. I'm excited for Illinois football. I imagine he's ecstatic.
Yeah. Thanks to our interns today, Brendan Dworzinski and Nathan DeSutter. Carp will be filling in for me tomorrow, but I will join you on the air live from Illinois football practice as training camp starts tomorrow.
And then Friday, we're going to be at Addie's down at Stone Creek, Carp and I, so make sure you get out there. I assume we're doing that outside.
I would imagine.
Oh, that's going to be perfect. So we'll be down at Addie's on Friday. Come join us there. Have a cold one. It is the Tay and J Show. Cardinal Baseball next.
Hi, it's Corey with Max Twin City Recycling. We pride ourselves on giving the area an outlet to recycle and get paid for their unwanted metals. We're taking our community focus a step further with our Recycling for a Cause program. Each month, Max Twin City will choose a different local charity to feature in an effort to raise money for those causes. Visit maxrecycling.com for a complete list of program details.
Hi, I'm Damon Hackelman, owner of CleanRite in Champaign. If you're looking for a trusted restoration service company, just look for the guys in the blue trucks. At CleanRite, we understand that life happens, and we're ready to help. Our experienced service technicians will provide you with not only a quick response, but also honest answers and advice. For water, fire, smoke, or mold restoration, we're there when you need us. Call CleanRite today at 351-4930. That's 351-4930. Or just Google CleanRite Champaign.
When your car breaks down, you realize just how much you need it. And when it breaks down, Beaumont Alignment Plus steps up. For routine maintenance like brakes, oil changes, tune-ups, batteries, and tires, you can count on Beaumont Alignment Plus. Bigger issues including alignment, suspension work, starters, alternators, transmission requires specialists. So get to know Beaumont Alignment Plus for your vehicle repairs. With locations on Bloomington Road and Denison Drive in Champaign, you're never far from the help you need. It's good to know the quality service is still affordable at Beaumont Alignment Plus.
The ribeye has the best, the greatest steak in town.
If you're looking for Champaign-Urbana's great steak place, it's the Ribeye Restaurant. Still with their famous salad bar and their delicious seasoned fried shrimp and delicious grilled chicken entrees. The Ribeye Restaurant, 1701 South Neal Street in Champaign. For reservations, call 351-9115.
The ribeye is the best. We're the one, the great one steak place.
Well, continuing on this road trip for the Cardinals and an opportunity where the Cardinals look to be surging, winning 4 of their first 5 games on the road. They're in a bit of a slump now after losing 3 straight, and especially that dud of one last night for the Cardinals. They look to try and get back on the win track before they return back to Busch Stadium. Only 2 games, including tonight, on this road trip. Welcome into the Amarin pregame show. Alex Ferrario with you inside Ballpark Village at Cardinals Nation, as the Cardinals are in Cincinnati once again, game 2 of this 3-game series against the Reds. And after the struggle that they had to deal with last night, after a couple of questionable moves by manager Mike Matheny, the Cardinals turn to Michael Wacha this evening to see if he can stay on his hot streak that he's been on. And maybe the offense can help this team, and the bullpen can help this team lock down a victory against the struggling Cincinnati Reds. A couple of transactions to get to for the Cardinals. First off, Tyler Lyons, the left-handed reliever for the Cardinals. Well, he has officially been placed on the 15-day disabled list for what the team is calling a right knee stress reaction. In return for that, Dean Kekeffer, the Cardinals' left-handed reliever in AAA Memphis, he has been called up to the big leagues. Tyler Lyons so far this season, 3.38 ERA, 46 strikeouts on the year, and in the midst of where he was doing pretty well for the Cardinals, struggling his last few outings. Well, now he is on the 15-day disabled list. Dean Kekeffer back up with the club, and that keeps 8 relievers in the bullpen for the Cardinals, along with the 5 rotation pitchers. So that's 13 pitchers overall the Cardinals will keep on their roster. Also, keep a close eye on prospect Luke Weaver, the Cards' 2014 first-round draft pick. He was promoted from AA Springfield to AAA Memphis today. He's holding a 6-3 record with a 1.40 ERA this season, and Luke Weaver has been doing some pretty phenomenal things in the minor leagues for the Cardinals. Now let's get to tonight's matchup. Michael Wacha, as I mentioned, trying to pull out another victory. 4 straight wins for the Cardinals starter. He's 5-1 in his last 10 starts in Cincinnati, a 1.96 ERA for Michael Wacha. He's been pretty impressive against the Cincinnati Reds. On the opposite side of Wacha, Cody Reed will be going for the Reds. He is winless this season for Cincinnati, 0-5 this year, and an opportunity for the Cardinals to pounce on a struggling pitcher, but an opportunity to see Michael Wacha do things that he's been doing these past few outings, and that brings us to our Central Bank of St. Louis replay.
The pitch. A little tap. Wacha has it. Moves over toward the line, throws to Adams, and Wacha gets out of trouble. The Marlins waste a leadoff double and leave Stanton over at third base.
Felt like I had pretty good fastball throughout the game, and just really opened up my other pitches, and I was able to hit the corners and get some weak contact, and guys were playing great defense behind me, just like they always do, and keeping me in there for a while, but overall felt good, and guys put up plenty of runs up there for me, and it was a good game.
0-2 quickly, now 0-3 as Wacha blows him away with a fastball up in the zone. First strikeout for Wacha, really good inning for him.
Yeah, keep in mind that victory for Wacha was against Jose Fernandez and the Miami Marlins, and picked up his 6th victory of the season. But pretty impressive, too, because the Cardinals do need a pitcher to go a little deeper into a game. Michael Wacha hasn't pitched into the 7th inning or later since June 22nd. Or June 17th, and that was against the Texas Rangers. So again, that's our Central Bank of St. Louis replay, your hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. Here's what we got coming up on the Ameren pregame show tonight. We'll hear from manager Mike Matheny and get his thoughts on last night's loss and moving ahead to tonight's game against the Reds. We'll hear from John Rooney and Rick Horton out at the Great American Ballpark, get their first word from the broadcast booth. Ray Langford, the former Cardinals outfielder, he joins Mike Claiborne on the pregame show. And we'll also talk about a player down in the minors who is doing some pretty impressive things that may be getting a call up to the Cardinals fairly soon. Do want to remind you that you can follow Cardinals baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. When we get back on the Ameren pregame show, we'll hear from Dan McLaughlin, who checks in with another great memory from Busch Stadium 3. We take you back to one of the top Cardinals prospects when he got his first call-up to the big leagues. It's the Ameren pregame show. Alex Ferrario with you inside Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village. We're back with more after this on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Sure, we've been called a mom and pop store. We take it as a compliment. After all, we are family owned and operated with 2 generations actively involved, and 5 of our team members have been with us for around 20 years each or longer. We run our business with old-fashioned customer service as our foundation, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Add our great selection of hand-picked mattresses, all proudly made in the USA at guaranteed lowest prices, and we're sure you won't find a better deal anywhere. Visit us and experience the Illini mattress difference today.
At Awesome Machine Sales and Rental, we want to be the only place you think of when it comes to renting equipment. From skid steers, man lifts, and concrete buggies to concrete vibrators, floor sanders, and drywall lifts. Awesome Machines realizes that your time is money and that you want good quality equipment at a great price. We are still getting new equipment in, and we're still looking to make your rental experience easy and hassle-free. Simply awesome. Awesome Machines Sales and Rental. Route 45 in Savoy, Route 36 in Tuscola, and online at awesomemachines.net.
Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance. Finding the perfect solution for you, guiding you through the options, helping you through a claim, and adapting to your evolving needs. Since 1997, GTPS Insurance has provided coverage for your car, your home, your business, and your life. As an independent broker, GTPS Insurance Agency will shop around until they find the right coverage at the best price. Contact a GTPS Insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com.
Meetings large or small, the Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham in Champaign can accommodate them all. The newly renovated 9,000 square foot banquet space can accommodate all your events. Let the Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham be the location of your next wedding, conference, workshop, or anything in between. The dedicated staff take care of every detail of your event to make it memorable and hassle-free for you. For special offers on weddings, rehearsal dinners, and showers, call a representative now at Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham, 398-3400. Leave the planning and execution of your special event to the team at Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham.
My UMB player to bank on tonight is going to be Yadier Molina, who's in the lineup for the Cardinals. And boy, going to be fun to watch him tonight, because if he gets an extra base hit tonight, he's already hit an extra base hit in 8 straight games. He's one shy of a major league record for a catcher. The last time a catcher has hit an extra base hit in 9 consecutive games was Bill Dickey for the New York Yankees in 1936. So Yadier Molina on the verge of that. He's also in the midst of a 16-game hitting streak as well. So Yadier Molina tonight will be my UMB player to bank on. Let's hand things off to Dan McLaughlin of Fox Sports Midwest, who checks in another great memory from Busch Stadium 3 on the iconic number 18.
Great moments in Busch Stadium history presented by White Castle. At the age of 16 in 2008, Oscar Taveras was signed by the Cardinals. Over 6 minor league seasons, he batted .321 with a .519 slugging percentage. He could play all 3 outfield positions while spending most of the time in center field. Those around the Cardinals said he was the best hitting prospect since Albert Pujols. On May 31st of 2014, Oscar Taveras made his major league debut.
And a pitch for Oscar Taveras. 1-0 delivery. Swing and a home run. Get up, baby. Get up. Get up. There is Taveras' first big league hit. It's a home run. 1-0 Cardinals.
That season, Taveras played in 80 regular season games and hit .239. A moment we'll never forget was his game-tying home run in Game 2 of the 2014 National League Championship Series against the Giants. Great moments in Busch Stadium history, presented by White Castle. For only $4.99, share a 20-sack of original or new crispy pretzel chicken rings, only at White Castle. For the Cardinals Radio Network, I'm Dan McLaughlin.
Let's go to our Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Saves leaderboard. And if you were paying attention this afternoon, the Miami Marlins lost to the Chicago Cubs 5-4. It was the bottom of the ninth. A.J. Ramos in with a save opportunity, and he walked in the game tying run, and then a wild pitch had the Cubs getting the walk-off victory 5-4. So now the Miami Marlins sit 57-51. They're tied with the Cardinals at 56-50 for that final wild card spot in the National League. Again, A.J. Ramos blowing that lead. That's our Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Saves leaderboard. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and if you're a Missourian, we're for you. When we get back on the Amarin pregame show, we'll check in on the Monsanto Farm Report, a rehab stint, and 2 players getting an award for the month of July. It's the Amarin pregame show. Alex Ferrario with you inside Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village. Reds and Cardinals coming your way in just a bit right here on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Here's a swing and a drive, deep center field. This has a chance to go. It's a goner! Friday, August 5th, the Cardinals face the Atlanta Braves. That night, 30,000 fans, 16 and older, entering with a ticket will take home an adult Cardinals fedora presented by the Shane Company. You don't want to miss this unique, one-of-a-kind Cardinals fedora. That's Friday, August 5th, when the Cardinals play the Braves. Cardinals baseball. Tradition meets today. Get your tickets for the August 5th game at cardinals.com/promotions.
You're at the ballpark each and every day. Crouching down, catching heat, all but invisible. Your job lacks glory and limelight, but offers plenty of aches and pains. Truth is, somebody has to be the hero, and somebody has to prepare him for it. So keep on, bullpen catcher. We've got you covered. Ace brand braces, supports, and elastic bandages. Available of Schnucks.
It's time for the Honda Summer Clearance Event at your Central Illinois Honda dealers. And time to get up and go and get amazing clearance lease and finance rates. Your Central Illinois Honda dealers have an incredible inventory, so it's time to fall in love with a new Honda. Check out the completely redesigned Civic or a gorgeous new Accord. Plus, what's not to love about Honda's hot SUV lineup? The HR-V, CR-V, and Pilot, all with clearance savings. Right now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing on the 2016 Honda Accord or CR-V. What are you waiting looking for. You can't beat the value of a Honda. With Honda Sensing Safety, Apple CarPlay, or Android Auto, you have all the technology you want available. And a rear-view camera is standard on every Honda model. The competition doesn't compare. The Honda Summer Clearance Event is time for you to fall in love with a new Honda. Hurry in for 0.9% financing on Accord and CR-V. Get up and go to your Central Illinois Honda dealers. Visit centralilhondadealers.com. See dealer for financing details. Financing offer ends September 6th.
Rosati's Pizza is so good, it simply couldn't stay in Chicago. From their daily slice special, which includes a drink and a slice for only $5, to deep dish Chicago-style pizza, wings, pasta, and more. Hungry for lunch? Hungry for dinner? Looking for a place to take your Little League team after the game? Think Rosati's Pizza in Urbana. Rosati's Pizza, 701 South Gregory Street, Urbana. Call 328-2334. That's 328-2334 or myrosatis.com. Are you sick of spending thousands of dollars a year on smoking? Sick of coughing every time you get up in the morning? Well, try Vapors E-Cigs LLC, offering the best e-cigarette kits, liquids, accessories, and refills. Using an e-cig gives you the freedom to enjoy smoking again without all the guilt and the odor. Stop into Vapors E-Cigs LLC and find out how they can help you quit smoking. Find Vapors E-Cigs in 3 convenient locations: 1903 North Neal Street, Champaign, 2 East Main Street in Danville across from the courthouse, and now open at 620 East Champaign Avenue in Rantoul.
As he deals the 3-1, and it's swung on and hammered deep to right center field. That ball is long gone. Matt Carpenter with a solo home run to tie the ball game in the 5th inning.
That's right, you heard it right. Matt Carpenter for the Springfield Cardinals in his rehab stint with Double-A Springfield. Well, he had a solo shot last night for the Cardinals, went 1 for 3 with an RBI in that solo shot. The night before, 2 for 3 with a double, and then 1 for 2 in his first game. So Matt Carpenter's been playing pretty well for the Springfield Cardinals, and a little bit of a spoiler for the excitement. The Springfield Cardinals tweeting out that tonight he's leading off in their lineup, but it could be the last chance to see Matt Carpenter playing for the Springfield Cardinals. So we may be seeing Matt back up with the big leagues sometime, possibly this weekend. Our Monsanto Farm Report brought to you by Monsanto, proud supporter of America's farmers. Do want to send out a congratulations. Cardinals right-handed pitcher Matt Pearson, shortstop Alan Cordova. Both have been honored as the Cardinals minor league pitcher and player of the month for the month of July for their accomplishments on the field. So more Cardinals getting a little hardware in the minor leagues. All right, let's go to my DraftKings pick for tonight. I'm going to go with Brandon Moss. He's back in the lineup tonight. He's playing first base, which I think that's where you want Brandon Moss. He was good in the outfield, but not his main position. First base is where Brandon seems to be a little bit more comfortable. And back in the lineup, second time in the lineup after returning from the disabled list. Last night, you know already, he went 3 for 5 with a double and a home run, picking up an RBI. 263 on the season is Brandon Moss's batting average, an OBP of 349. So Brandon Moss trying to get back into the swing of things, no pun intended, back into the lineup tonight. And first baseman for the Cardinals is going to be my DraftKings pick for this evening. You can always go to DraftKings and use promo code Redbirds to play for free. Redbirds at DraftKings.com. Play for free today. When we get back on the Amarin pregame show, we head out to Cincinnati, Ohio, the Great American Ballpark, where John Rooney and Rick Horton are standing by. We'll get their first thoughts on tonight's game from the broadcast booth. It's the Amarin pregame show. Alex Ferrario with you inside Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village. Back with more after this on the Cardinals Radio Network.
What's your most important document?
The McGrath proposal.
Olivia's adoption papers.
This week, a paid invoice. Documents are who we are and what we do. With intelligent printers and MFPs, customized apps and services, Kyocera Document Solutions helps companies capture, distribute, and manage the many documents that matter. Because if the document is important,
my winning business plan,
the company is important. Learn more at KyoceraDocumentSolutions.com.
Your vehicle's comfort doesn't just come from the inside. That's why the new Mastercraft SRT Touring Tire was designed to provide their most comfortable and quiet all-season performance. Comfort that comes from the SRT Touring's state-of-the-art tread compound and design, not to mention the confidence of enhanced handling in wet and dry conditions, increased light snow traction, and improved tread wear. It's the new Mastercraft SRT Touring Tire. Master the road. Visit Tires Plus today.
This Mettler Fitness Tip is brought to you by the Mettler Center, located at Windsor and Duncan in Champaign.
Set realistic goals. Big goals take time to achieve. So if you are interested in weight loss, set a 6-month goal for yourself. Aim to lose 10% of your body weight in 6 months. For a 200-pound person, that would be 20 pounds. For a 300-pound person, that would be 30 pounds. To keep the weight off, the loss should be gradual, just a half a pound to 2 pounds per week.
If you need quick advice on a fitness topic, go to MettlerCenter.com and click on Ask an Expert.
Hello, this is Shane Coulter of Country Arbors Nursery. Did you lose a tree over the winter? Do you live in a new home and the sun is beating down on your yard or house? Or maybe you've just been putting off year after year, coming up with an excuse why you haven't planted a tree. In any case, now is the time to let Country Arbors plant a tree for you. For a short time, Country Arbors is discounting the planting charge of all our trees. Why would you want to go through the work of hauling and planting a 10-foot-tall, beautiful tree when Country Arbors will do all the work for just $100 and will guarantee our work for up to 5 years? So schedule your tree planting today. You can visit countryarbors.com for more information and directions.
Our law enforcement official of the month is Detective Patrick Funkhauser with the Champaign Police. Detective, how are you?
Very good. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on
Thank you.
being the honoree for the month of August. Toughest situation you've ever been in that you can say, thank God I got out of that? I mean, have there been those?
Oh, there have. I would say both emotionally and physically. I mean, we run into these situations where not only we're physically threatened, but sometimes just the sheer responsibility of things can get to you.
Law Enforcement Official of the Month brought to you by Hickory River Smokehouse. There's nothing better at 1706 North Cunningham in Urbana. Listen, thank you from the bottom of my heart for everybody. Thank you for what you do. You're greatly appreciated. You've got tremendous value out there. You're doing good work, and we need you, and we thank you for what you do.
Thank you very much, Steve.
It's great to see you and meet you. Ladies and gentlemen, Detective Patrick Funkhauser. He is our Law Enforcement Official of the Month for August from Champaign Police.
Some cloud cover in Cincinnati, and it's a warm evening as the Cardinals try to rebound from 2 losses in the final at bat. One in Miami, and then here last night as Scott Schebler hit a 3-home run off Som 1-0 in the ninth.
Those sting a little bit when you lose the games late, and the Cardinals did one on the defensive side, one on the home run allowed side. The Cardinals bullpen struggled a bit yesterday, but I maintain what we talked about yesterday, John, that the real problem yesterday was Adam Wainwright only able to go 5 innings. If he gets deeper into the game, I think the bullpen guys will slot out a little differently. Wasn't a good debut for Zach Duke, the new Cardinal left-hander, but we expect more from him down the road.
It seemed like the bullpen, not only for the Cardinals, but for the Reds, just a step behind last night.
Yeah, it was last man standing. We both felt that as the game unfolded. Whoever had the last at-bat was going to win. Of course, that's the home team when you're playing on the road. And the Reds have had a little bit better luck at home and better luck lately. They've won 8 out of their last 11 games, and they have lost Jay Bruce. That was a big blow to them, but they still find ways to get runs and score runs. Joey Votto was a big part of it on the offensive side last night. He had 4 hits in 5 plate appearances, and he walked the other time.
What's your feeling about Walker tonight, coming off a win over Fernandez and Miami?
Well, he beat one of the game's best in Fernandez, but he was not overpowering in that game. And I think the key for Michael Wacha will be to do what he did in that game, which is have 0 walks. Michael Wacha at times can be a fly ball pitcher, and this is a dangerous ballpark if you're giving up fly balls. He's going to have to keep the ball down, and he's going to have command of his changeup and get some swings and misses. Speaking of Jay Bruce, he's one guy that Michael Wacha wishes was still a Cincinnati Red. Bruce was just 1 for 24 with 11 strikeouts against Wacha, so I'm not sure he was a big fan of Bruce being traded away.
Well, the Cardinals trying to bounce back after a rough loss indeed, but Mike Matheny looked at a lot of positives in the game, and last night there were many, but the downside, it was another loss.
Well, he chooses to be that way, and I think it makes sense for a manager, and it makes sense for the veteran players to keep guys in a positive direction. You want to be realistic, but you don't want to become pessimistic, and you don't want to be overly optimistic without any reason to feel that way. So you find the real things that happened that were good, and some of the real things that happened, Sun 1-0 pitching in the 8th inning. That was tremendous what he did. The Cardinals' offense, still an important thing and a positive thing. 4 home runs yesterday. I still maintain you score 5 runs against the Cincinnati Reds, who have one of the low-end offenses in the National League, you should win that game. And so I still think starting pitching is where the Cardinals need to get better.
But the Cardinals manager has to look at it that way, Rick. Any manager does. Yeah. Because if you start dwelling on the negatives, there you go, right down the drain.
And it's a long season if you do that. Anybody that's ever played golf knows that you think about that last bad shot that you hit. What does that do for you? It does nothing. You have to find a way to regroup and move on and think positive and say, I'm going to make this chip shot. I'm going to make this putt. I'm not going to chili dip it like I did on the last hole. You've got to think that way, and that's what the highly tuned athletes do, and the professionals do, and the coaches try to remind them that that's how they perform best. And I know sometimes it seems a little Pollyanna to people on the outside, but that's the way these guys are trained, and that's the way they succeed.
And tonight we have the Cardinals and Reds, Game 2 of a 3-game series. And the good news, Chris Raby, after the game tomorrow, the Cardinals get to come home finally.
Yeah, and I know the Cardinals are looking forward to getting back to Busch Stadium, and we're playing so well at the end of the last home stand, but playing a little bit better on the road. Maybe they can convert that to a little home success as well. That was the first word from the broadcast booth with John Rooney and Rick Horton. As always, it's brought to you by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. When we get back, John Rooney will check in with manager Mike Matheny from Cincinnati, Ohio. We'll get his thoughts on last night's loss and looking ahead to tonight's matchup. Michael Wacha, Cody Reed. Michael Wacha trying to continue his success. Cody Reed, let's see if we can keep him winless as well. More of the Ameren pregame show coming your way next on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Carpenter lines it to right for a base hit.
This message is for all the kids in Cardinals Nation. This is Matt Carpenter. On Sunday, August 7th, we face the Braves, and it's Matt Carpenter Kids Batting Practice Jersey Giveaway. Presented by Powerade and Shop and Save. 12,000 kids ages 15 and younger entering with the ticket will take home my batting practice jersey. Kids, don't miss it. August 7th. Tickets are available at cardinals.com/promotion.
Listen to downtown St. Louis. Listen to Cardinal Nation.
Cardinals baseball. Tradition meets today.
Even small outdoor projects can lead to big trouble if you're not thinking safety. Hey Cardinal fans, Ozzie Smith here for Ameren, Illinois. Whether you're planting a tree or putting in a fence, call 811 first to have underground electric lines and other utilities clearly marked. It could save you a lot of trouble and even your life. A safety message from your friends at Ameren, Illinois. Energy at work.
A community of people driven to innovate. We power the free flow of people with big ideas.
You're right up front.
We fly Champaign-Urbana. Daily connections to more than 100 cities.
Good morning.
A commitment to making travel easier.
And welcome to board.
Empower your innovation at iFlyCU.com. Fly Champaign-Urbana. See you around the world.
Are you sick of spending thousands of dollars a year on smoking? Sick of coughing every time you get up in the morning? Well, try Vapors E-Cigs LLC, offering the best e-cigarette kits, liquids, accessories, and refills. Using an e-cig gives you the freedom to enjoy smoking again without all the guilt and the odor. Stop into Vapors E-Cigs LLC and find out how they can help you quit smoking. Find Vapors E-Cigs in 3 convenient locations: 1903 North Neal Street, Champaign, 2 East Main Street in Danville across from the courthouse, and now open at 620 East Champaign Avenue in Rantoul. The last time we elected a president, only 57.5% of registered voters showed up. It's hard to get everyone to do anything. So when 93% of us all do something, well, that's something. Every week, 93% of Americans listen to the radio, and they're all voting with their wallets every time they make a purchase. If you run a business, let a radio campaign tell your story. See how at StevieJay.com. That's StevieJay.com, or by calling 367-1195.
The Urbana Business Association, City of Urbana, Deep Eddy Vodka, Bud Light, Illinois American Water, and this station are proud to present the 41st annual celebration of the Urbana Sweet Corn Festival, August 26th and 27th. This year's festival is jam-packed with food, fun, live music on 3 stages, the 20th anniversary Motor Moster Car Show, and of course, the main attraction, hot and buttery locally grown sweet corn. This year's main stage entertainment includes 2 90s Platinum Award-winning legends, Diamond Rio and Smash Mouth. Don't miss the Urbana Sweet Corn Festival, August 26th and 27th. For more information, visit UrbanaSweetCornFestival.com.
A lot of people questioning Mike Matheny's moves last night when it comes to the double switches after the Cardinals fell to the Cincinnati Reds in walk-off fashion last night. So game 2 of this series, we head back to Cincinnati, Ohio, the Great American Ballpark, where John Rooney is standing by with the manager Mike Matheny to get his thoughts on last night and his thoughts on tonight with Michael Wacha on the mound. It's the Manager's Chat. As always, it's brought to you by Webster University.
Well, Mike, last night I guess it was a matter of who had the last at-bat.
Yeah, just back and forth. You know, it was real close to being a really good win for us, and that's not saying that it was a clean game, but on a different note, it was one of the best jobs I've seen our guys pick each other up. As you look at the offense continue to kind of come back and to get us to the point where we have the lead, we lose it. You watch Segras come in and pick up a Zach Duke in his first game here, and then Broxton gets himself into some trouble, and you see O come in and pick him up. You see Tommy Pham and Moss both hit home runs after we've lost that lead, and you know it's just one guy after another was kind of taking the other guys back, and that's something that, John, you know around here is priceless for our club. So it would have been nice to have finished it off, but we just came up short.
But all the good teams pick themselves up from games like the last 2 days, don't they?
Yeah, you know, to get walked off twice, it's never fun watching that other team celebrate out there. But yeah, they have the resiliency, and there's no doubt that this club has that. I think they've proven it. But you don't forget about some of those games when the might have been. You know, that was one of those that you almost stole. We almost finished it off, and those are hard to come by. Any game, any win right now is hard to come by.
How does a manager keep the spirits up of a major league club over the course of 190 days?
Well, I think people probably get maybe a little tired of me and my optimism, but I saw that game that way last night. I saw a lot of things that guys like a Colton Wong, some good at bats where he's getting ahead of the bat. He needs to be talked to about that today, which he has. And you need to talk to some of these other guys like Sungwon Oh and what he did to pull us out of that mess with the bases loaded, and to talk to even Jonathan Broxton about how much he's meant to this club and this bullpen and these young pitchers. And just there's to us, it's pointing out the positive. You always have that option to either dwell on the positive or to dwell on the negative. And to me, I see things that can help us get better for the future by seeing some of the things that our guys did extremely well last night.
What's your feel going into this game for Michael Wacha? He got a win the last time out against Fernandez down in Miami.
Yeah, I like where Michael is, and to me, it all revolves around that fastball location, which is no shocker to anybody that watches the game of baseball. But his, and in particular, in the bottom of the zone, and how if he can establish the bottom of the strike zone, especially in a park like this where the ball flies out so easy, then everything else just kind of falls into place. So we want him to control it with his fastball, and then we really like the way everything else is going when he gets the bottom of the strike zone established and working ahead in counts. But Michael's in a good spot.
And in your lineup, Brandon Moss and Johnny Peralta. Looks like they didn't miss any time at all.
No, nice having both of them back. Johnny with a big couple RBIs. We got to 2 outs and missed opportunity to drive a guy in with less than 2 outs, and then he makes it happen with the double. And Moss he's just got great power, and nice to have him as that threat in the lineup.
Lastly, Mike, how was Tyler Lyons injured?
We really don't know. Just one of those things. He's had a knee issue in the past, and this has just kind of been building up over time. And so I'd say around a week ago, we kind of heard a little more rumbling that it wasn't quite feeling well, but he was still able to pitch. Knew he might not be able to go and do a full start like we might have had an opportunity to in Miami. But he thought he'd still be able to go out and help us out at some level, but it just kind of has gotten worse.
So Dean Kiekeffer is back.
Dean's back, had a short trip to the hotel, stayed there last night, and made his return back to the Cardinals today.
All the best, Mike. Let's get this one tonight.
Thank you, John.
That's the Manager's Chat with Mike Matheny and John Rooney, and as always, it's brought to you by Webster University. When we get back on the Amarin pregame show, a former Cardinal that's played the outfield and spent 11 seasons here in St. Louis, Ray Langford. We'll get his thoughts on this Cardinals club next as he sits down with Mike Claiborne. It's the Amarin pregame show. Alex Ferrario with you inside Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village. Michael Wacha looking for another victory after winning his last 4 out. We'll see if he can pick it up tonight against the Reds. Coming your way in just a bit right here on the Cardinals Radio Network.
For Cards fans, a trip to Busch Stadium is a rite of passage. And now you can make the historic Anheuser-Busch Brewery part of your game day tradition. Go behind the scenes at the brew house. Experience our exclusive beer school. Meet the world-famous Clydesdales. Or just enjoy one of our renowned beers in the beer garden. So before you head to the ballpark, stop by the brewery. Learn more now at BudweiserTours.com. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Steve with Safe Light Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. Nobody makes it as worry-free as SafeLight. SafeLight emails a photo of the technician, so you know who to expect and how soon. And SafeLight's one-of-a-kind True Seal technology places a new glass in perfect position. Schedule now to get the SafeLight advantage.
Just go to safelight.com or call 800-800-2727. SafeLight's a proud partner of your St. Louis Cardinals.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
It's all about the best beef, the best pork, and of course,
the sausages.
At the U of I Meat Sales Room. If Coach Ditka lived in CU, I'm sure he'd buy his meat from the U of I Meat Sales Room. The beef is great, the pork is great, but
the sausages
are delicious. Smoked sausage, Italian sausage, Polish sausage, and even brats. It's all fresh, locally produced, and locally grown. Visit the U of I Meat Sales Room near the corner of Lincoln and Florida in Urbana.
The sausages.
Where's your favorite place to eat? Like V Picasso, Nando Milana, Trattoria in downtown Champaign? Maybe you love Minecci's at the Crossing or Addie's Bar and Grill in Urbana. Whatever you're craving, you'll find it all under one roof. Thursday, October 13th. Hey, this is Justin Gensler, chair of the annual March of Dimes Signature Chefs Auction presented by Carl. Join us at Hilton Garden Inn to sample signature pieces from area chefs while supporting March of Dimes. Attendees can also expect a live and silent auction, great drinks, and lots of great food. Register today at signatureschefs.marchofdimes.org.
Join us on September 19th for the 2016 Active Aging Expo.
This is the opportunity to reach baby boomers and seniors as they consider their options for housing, health care, investments, and other outlets for their disposable income.
At the Active Aging Expo, you'll gain exposure to a targeted, mature audience in an atmosphere designed to highlight your business.
September 19th at the iHotel and Conference Center in Champaign. Call 367-1195 to book your space to reach the active aging community.
Get in front of new customers with Stevie J Broadcasting.
It's always good to see former Cardinal center fielder Ray Lankford, who's in town. And first of all, when we think about center fielders in this organization, you go back to Terry Moore, then you had Kurt Flood, and then we had yourself and Jim Edmonds, Willie McGee. I mean, what is it about that position in this organization where we've had so many great center fielders in its history?
I think the thing about, first of all, how you doing, Mike?
I'm good.
That's good. It's good. No, it's good.
We just don't see you enough.
It's good to see you. It's good to see.
You look like you have at least 5 to 6 innings in you today.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
You're used to this heat out here.
It's too hot. It's too hot.
No, it's never too hot, man.
Yeah, it's too hot
That's
right
why
now.
they put you guys in center field.
Yeah, it's too hot.
You'll be the last ones to know how hot it is.
Yeah. I think one of the things that people don't realize, playing center field is like being a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're in charge of the left fielder, the right fielder, and letting them know what the pitcher's throwing to each and every batter. So there's a lot more going to the ball game as far as playing outfield when you're a center fielder. And those are things that people don't really understand, but center fielders.
You know, it's funny because Jim Edmonds, in talking to him, you know, he's always, you know, he used to get that great jump.
Yes.
Because he knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And he also, like, and you make a great point about quarterbacking because the way it's taught, you have everything.
Exactly.
Anything is hit there, you call it, it's your ball. No matter if you have to go to the line, the foul line, it's still your ball until you call them off.
Exactly.
And I don't know if we see that as much as we used to, because I see a lot of guys that seem like they have issues with regard to either not hearing the center fielder or assuming. But in your case, you were taught the Cardinal way, and I think that's something that a lot of teams don't have as you came through the organization.
You know what, Mike, and that's true. I'm old school, and I was taught the Cardinal way, where the center fielder is in charge. It's just like the shortstop with the second baseman. And, I let the left fielder, right fielder know where to play in every situation. That was the thing with Jim Edmonds. He was good at. He can read the ball, and that's what you do in batting practice. You sit out in center field. You don't have to chase every ball, but you just watch and try to locate where you think the ball is going to land. It's muscle memory. So you play the guessing game, and so that way when you go into a ball game and a ball's hit, you don't have to look to see where the ball's going to be. You just run to the spot. And that's what center field is all about. It's about moving your left fielder, moving your right fielder, making sure they're in the right position. So, and at the same time, you got to still go ahead and be productive. So a lot of things go into being a center fielder. And I think today a lot of guys got away from that, because a lot of guys are coming up with a right fielder, left fielders that are prospect. Most of your prospect was always center fielders, guys that took charge. So today it's kind of hard to get guys to listen to. Everybody knows, and everybody just do their own thing. So it's changed a lot.
Willie McGee, as you know, was in the organization as a Rover, and he loves talking to those young guys about the very thing you're talking about, because the hardest ball is the one that's hit straight to you. Yeah. And it's amazing to watch him talk to those young guys and just listen. And I've had a chance to listen to him. There's so much that goes into it. Who was a person that really kind of took you under their wing, and basically showed you how to be a big league center fielder, but also how to be a big leaguer?
You said his name, Willie McGee. He said, "Hey, young blood, these are the things you have to do. You have to know what's going on at all times. You have to know your pitcher. So even before a game, you talk to your pitcher and see how he's feeling, and you'll know if he has his good fastball or his good breaking ball. So they kind of give you it's almost like a cheat sheet,
right?
And then you let your left fielder and right fielder know, and that's how you avoid collisions in ball games, because everybody on different pages nowadays. So you see a lot of guys running into each other because one guy might move a little more left, the other guy move a little more right. They're not communicating. And that was one of the things that I learned at a young age from a guy like Willie McGee is, when you come on, you want to be a sponge. Take as much information as possible, because every edge you can get is huge in a game.
We're out of time. This has been a blast. Hey, listen, when are you going to be part of Fantasy Camp?
Whenever I'm invited.
We'll work on that, because you at least look like you used to play.
I can still play now. I can still play. Mike, I can still play.
Oh, I know you can. That's Ray Langford, everyone. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after we take a timeout.
Trane Endurance engineers stop at nothing to push our heating and cooling units to the brink. Their methods may seem unconventional,
Testing control. Fire up the pitching machine.
but they're the reason it's hard to stop a Trane.
For over 100 years, Trane has built a legacy of quality, innovation, and reliability. To find an independent Trane dealer near you and learn more, visit findatranedealer.com. That's findatranedealer.com.
It's hard to stop a Trane. Really hard.
At Welk Resorts, they offer the ultimate San Diego, Palm Springs, Cabo San Lucas, Lake Tahoe, and Branson vacation experiences with spacious villa-style vacation rentals and premier vacation ownership opportunities. Interval International, a major worldwide vacation exchange organization, has honored Welk Resorts with premier status. Stop by one of their marketing booths located inside the stadium today to secure your discounted getaway package. Welk Resorts.
Rosati's Pizza is so good, it simply couldn't stay in Chicago. From their daily slice special, which includes a drink and a slice for only $5, to deep dish Chicago-style pizza, wings, pasta, and more. Hungry for lunch? Hungry for dinner? Looking for a place to take your Little League team after the game? Think Rosati's Pizza in Urbana. Rosati's Pizza, 701 South Gregory Street, Urbana. Call 328-2334. That's 328-2334 or myrosatis.com.
Meetings large or small, the Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham in Champaign can accommodate them all. The newly renovated 9,000 square foot banquet space can accommodate all your events. Let the Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham be the location of your next wedding, conference, workshop, or anything in between. The dedicated staff take care of every detail of your event to make it memorable and hassle-free for you. For special offers on weddings, rehearsal dinners, and showers, call a representative now at Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham, 398-3400. Leave the planning and execution of your special event to the team at Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham.
Are you sick of spending thousands of dollars a year on smoking? Sick of coughing every time you get up in the morning? Well, try Vapors E-Cigs LLC, offering the best e-cigarette kits, liquids, accessories, and refills. Using an e-cig gives you the freedom to enjoy smoking again without all the guilt and the odor. Stop into Vapors E-Cigs LLC and find out how they can help you quit smoking. Find Vapors E-Cigs in 3 convenient locations: 1903 North Neal Street, Champaign, 2 East Main Street in Danville across from the courthouse, and now open at 620 East Champaign Avenue in Rantoul.
Join us on September 19th for the 2016 Active Aging Expo.
This is the opportunity to reach baby boomers and seniors as they consider their options for housing, health care, investments, and other outlets for their disposable income.
At the Active Aging Expo, you'll gain exposure to a targeted, mature audience in an atmosphere designed to highlight your business.
September 19th at the iHotel and Conference Center in Champaign. Call 367-1195 to book your space to reach the active aging community.
Get in front of new customers with Stevie J Broadcasting.
Good news for the Cardinals. Cody Reed, who's pitching for the Reds tonight, he's given up more than 3 runs pretty much every start other than 1. So the Cardinals will see what they can do against Reed. It's Waka versus Reed coming your way in just a bit. John Rooney, Rick Horton will have the call. That'll do it for us on the Amarin pregame show. I'll talk to you postgame on the Cardinals radio network.
All right, 1 down, 6 to go. Dry cleaning, pick up the kids. Holy shnikes, I forgot to go to First Bank.
Congratulations, Mary Winston. Your to-do list just got shorter.
Wait, what? Me?
That's right. First Bank now has mobile deposit. Just open the First Bank app, snap a picture of the check, and your deposit is done.
That was so easy. Mobile deposit is awesome.
With First Bank mobile deposit, it's app, snap. That's a wrap.
Do you always talk like this?
Yes, I do. First Bank, member FDIC.
It's getting hot out there, and Chief Bauer Service Experts reminds you to tune up your home's air conditioning system before you need it most. Because if that system fails and you get hot, you may think about going to weird lengths to cool off, like napping with your head in the freezer or building a pool in the living room. Help prevent breakdowns and call Chief Bauer Service Experts for $41 off a precision tune-up. Regularly $120, now only $79. You'll also save up to 30% on energy bills and keep your system running at its best all year long. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit chiefbauer.com.
At Body and Soul, they take pride in giving you the perfect fit for your athletic shoes. Their team of experts will help you in selecting the style that fits your purpose and your feet. Body and Soul has offered the best prices and best quality for more than 30 years. And they aren't just shoes. Whether it's walking, running, swimming, or biking, or whether it's for you or the whole team, visit Mike or Jed and their experienced staff at Body and Soul, Route 45 Savoy. Call 356-8926 or visit soulsports.com. Check out the new Honda BMW of Champaign, formerly Twin City Honda BMW, and still located in Savoy. These guys are crazy for used vehicles. Truckloads of pre-owned vehicles, 25 to 50% off the price of a similar new model. And not just Hondas and BMWs, cars, pickup trucks, and SUVs of all makes. Financing options on used cars as low as 1.9%. Just drive by Honda BMW of Champaign and you'll see from the street that this is a new dealership. Honda BMW of Champaign, online at drivechampaign.com.
Here's a swing and a high fly ball.